Winter Zone at Century Casino and Hotel Central City, just 1 mile from Blackhawk. Win Love That Cash drawings each weekend in February for cash and Insta-Play prizes for $300 every hour. The final drawing each day will be for $500. Earn entries all week for each weekend's drawings, just 50 points each. Enjoy a romantic getaway and win. Only at Century Casino. Take I-70 to exit 243 to the Central City Parkway. Gambling problem? Please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Where does a journey to wellness begin? Do you start looking for diet ideas? Or searching for exercise plans? Actually, you don't have to look far. Just look to the first 2 letters of the word wellness. We means you don't have to figure it out yourself. It means your hopes and challenges are a perfect match for our knowledge and resources. It means anything you want to achieve, together, we can achieve better. Because wellness begins with we. Intermountain Health, the power of we.
Listen to me, world. Lombardi. We need more sports hate because it's not real hate. I'm not asking for hate. Sports hate is different. It's fake. It's make-believe. It's okay. It's fictional. You just keep it on the field, in the arena. And we need more of it.
Wake up with Brett Kane at 6 a.m. Then it's Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane at 7. Altitude Sports Radio, 92.5.
Over for McKinnon. He's got!
Hey, Avs faithful, Altitude Plus is the place to stream Avalanche games, and it's available now. Stream live broadcasts, plus pre- and post-game coverage, full episodes of Altitude Sports Originals, and more.
Power drive. He scores! Oh, hail Kale!
Visit AltitudePlus.com to subscribe today. Altitude Plus, your streaming home of the Colorado Avalanche.
Hey, it's Moj. February's here, and the cold shouldn't ruin your cozy love nest. You got a leaky faucet or a furnace giving you the cold shoulder? Rock Plumbing, Heating, and Air will warm your heart and your home. This month, get $50 off any HVAC or plumbing repair. Their licensed techs will have your place feeling comfy in no time. So book now at rockheating.com. That's ROCK heating.com. Rock, bringing comfort home and simplifying your life.
This is your Colorado Avalanche pregame show on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back to your Avalanche pregame show presented by Intermountain Healthcare. It's the Colorado Avalanche and the St. Louis Blues in St. Louis. Tonight, before we do anything else, let's pause for station identification, brought to you by Berg Simpson on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
The world's fastest game.
Right over the pass, and they score! John Tavares!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
All right, counting today's game, the Avalanche have 24 games left in the regular season. 24 games in just under 2 months. The regular season ends for the Avalanche. They have a back-to-back to close the regular season. Saturday, April the 12th, they're in LA to take on the Kings. And Sunday, April the 13th, they're in Anaheim to face the Ducks. And that will be the final game of the regular season for the Avalanche, and then the playoffs begin. Colorado is currently in the first wild card spot in the Western Conference with 68 points, trailing Minnesota's 72 for the number 3 spot in the Central. If the playoffs started tomorrow, the Avs would face the Vegas Golden Knights in the first round, but in the Pacific, Vegas with 74 points, Edmonton with 72, so those two teams could be flip-flopping for that number 1 spot till the end of the regular season. The Avalanche begin a 6-game homestand after tonight. This is their longest homestand of the season, and it's kind of a collective bunch of teams coming into town. New Jersey, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, San Jose, and Toronto, and Chicago. So that's what the upcoming homestand looks like for the Avs. The NHL, we got a lot of games, but most of them are later tonight. What do we got? We got 10 NHL games tonight on this Sunday. We had a game earlier. Man, Alex Ovechkin's going to do it. He's going to do it. He's going to break Gretzky's record. Ovi got a hat trick today. The Capitals hammer the Oilers 7-3. Ovechkin scores 3 goals. I like to call that a hat trick. And now he is just 13 away from breaking Wayne Gretzky's record. And the Caps have, I think, just about the same amount of games. So, 24, 25 games for Ovi to try to score 13 and break Wayne's record before the end of the season. Of course, the Capitals get the win today. They're 38th of the year. The Rangers and the Penguins are the other. Oh, wow. Oh, man, New York just scored to take the lead. Just moments ago, it looks like, was that Foxy or Miller? The Ranger, it was tied 3-3 between New York and Pittsburgh, but the Blue Shirts just scored with 6:50 to go in the game to give themselves the 4-3 advantage over the Penguins. Later today, Ducks at the Red Wings, Kraken and the Lightning, Devils and Preds. The Leafs face the Blackhawks, Stars at the Islanders, Flames host the Sharks, and the Canucks take on Utah. We'll continue with your Avalanche pregame show presented by Intermountain Healthcare after a timeout on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
This is your Colorado Avalanche pregame show on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Hey guys, Scott Aces here. Ready to swing into spring or catch a warm winter round? PinsandAces.com has everything you need, from fresh head cover designs and performance apparel to liquor sticks and unique accessories. Refresh your golf game with just a few clicks and take advantage of 20% off site-wide. No promo code needed. Shop now and get your gear in time for spring. Pins and Aces has the gear to keep you ready all year round.
Hey, it's Francisco from Rhinehouse, and let's get this straight. It takes balls to play bocce.
That's because bocce is lawn bowling.
Right, okay. At Rhinehouse, we're all about the fun of bocce and great German-style food, and I've got the wieners to prove it.
Hang on. You mean sausages?
Right again.
Oh, boy.
All your favorite German delights here at Rhinehouse.
I do love those huge pretzels.
Let me cook something up for you.
Rhinehouse, close to Ball Arena on 14th and Market.
Hey, it's D-Mac for Ed Prather. Ed sold my home. Ed helped me buy my new home. Ed is the absolute best. And if you're concerned about rising interest rates and economic uncertainty, do what I did. Use Ed Prather, a friendly, no-pressure experienced agent who eats and sleeps Denver real estate. He'll sell your home guaranteed. In fact, get your home sold at a mutually agreed-upon price and deadline, or sell it for free. 720-650-4959, edprather.com.
Hey, Avalanche fans, aluminum is the most recycled packaging material on Earth, which means every time you recycle a Ball aluminum can, it gets to come back for every nail biter, every triumph for the ages, and all the great moments to come. Ball is the official sustainability partner of the Colorado Avalanche. So join the recycling revolution. The future is in your hands. Recycle it.
Hey, Broncos country, we've got a crazy NFL offseason, and there's some big-time free agents who could be in limbo. Ezekiel Elliott.
Expired.
Kirk Cousins.
Expired.
Aaron Rodgers.
Expired.
Russell Wilson.
Expired.
T. Higgins. Do you hear at least one name you like? T. Higgins.
Probably going to get franchised.
We're talking NFL free agency. Keep it here for all the conversation and breaking news.
Do you really need to go spending a lot of money?
T. Higgins, baby.
Altitude Sports Radio 92.5.
Thanks, Aunt Bonnie.
Hey, everyone. Adney and Burke here to talk about our great podcast, NHL Unscripted, with Burke and Demers.
Jason Demers here. After playing 700 NHL games, it turns out I have an opinion or two. Whoever's saying trade one of them, you don't know anything about hockey. I'm on the bandwagon. I'm rooting for this team. With new guests every week, we will talk about hockey and more.
Can't wait till you watch the movie, because it's the biggest award of her career.
He went into the cheetah exhibit. The cheetah took a piece out of him, and he came into the ring the next day.
Tune into NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is your Colorado Avalanche pregame show on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Today's Avalanche game is brought to you by your local Colorado Buick GMC dealers. Welcome back as we wrap things up right before puck drop there in St. Louis between the Avs and the Blues. More scores around the World O Sports. In the NBA, we got a lot of games, but they're all a little bit later tonight. Two early games. The Celtics beat up the Knicks. I think Boston has won all three games against New York this season. 118-105. Celtics get the win. Jason Tatum, 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists. And the Golden State Warriors hammer the Dallas Mavericks today, 126-102. Warriors win that one. Steph Curry with 30 points and 7 assists. Kyrie Irving with 17 points and 6 rebounds. One NBA game going on right now. It is the Pacers and the Clippers in Indiana. They're almost at halftime. 7 seconds to go for halftime, and the Pacers have themselves the 66-52 lead over LA. James Harden has 20 of the 52 points the Clippers have scored so far. In men's college hoops, Indiana upset number 13 Purdue 73-58, and number 10 St. John's took care of UConn in the Big East 89-75. But it is time right now to get it on. It's the Colorado Avalanche and the St. Louis Blues. Puck drop with Connor McGahey next right here on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Lace 'em up, Colorado. Puck drop is next on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
I got a nightmare phone call that no parent wants to receive.
Someone hit me going 60 miles an hour.
Dr. Ramos came highly recommended. When I showed him the x-rays, he immediately knew exactly what was wrong.
We've had a tremendous experience with Ramos Law. Really, I could not be happier.
Having the car accident was an accident. Finding Ramos Law was no accident.
Injured in a car accident? Ramos Law can help. RamosLaw.com.
Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane.
Vic, did the Detroit Pistons hate the Chicago Bulls?
Oh my God, they wanted to kill each other.
Did the Philadelphia 76ers hate the Boston Celtics?
End of story. One of the drawbacks to today's NBA is how buddy-buddy everybody is, right?
Yeah. I hate a lot of people in the NBA.
Wake up with Brett Kane at 6 a.m. Then it's Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane at 7. Altitude Sports Radio, 92.5.
There are trucks. Then there's the truck, GMC Sierra. We are professional grade. Well-qualified buyers get 0.9% APR on 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 models. That's an average finance savings of $42.59. See your Colorado GMC dealers. Length of contract limited. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers will not qualify. Savings based on bank rate of 5.64%. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 3/3/25.
Hey, I'm Francisco from Ryan House. How about tonight? I cook dinner for you.
For me?
Sure.
How about us?
Why not? I got a menu that can't miss, including brats, of course, but we also have a menu that includes authentic pork schnitzel or traditional spätzle. I'll cook you a great dinner.
Sounds good.
Enjoy dinner at Rhine House, then play a little bocce to see who buys dessert. Rhine House, close to Ball Arena on 14th and Market.
Hey Avalanche fans, aluminum is the most recycled packaging material on Earth. Which means every time you recycle a Ball aluminum can, it gets to come back for every nail biter, every triumph for the ages, and all the great moments to come. Ball is the official sustainability partner of the Colorado Avalanche. So join the recycling revolution. The future is in your hands. Recycle it.
The only thing better than a cold, crisp, crushable beer? One that's certified carbon neutral, baby. Meet Mountain Time, the beer that makes it easy to look good, feel good, and do good for the planet. That's what we in the biz call a win-win-win. Plus, it's made by New Belgium, right here in our backyard. So I guess that's a win-win-win-win. So cheers to that. Mountain Time Lager, a proud partner of the Colorado Avalanche, and people who like to win-win-win-win while drinking a cold one.
The Altitude Sports Radio Network welcomes you to Colorado Avalanche hockey. Yesterday.
A valiant effort by the Avalanche, and Bridgestone Arena continues to be a house of horrors for the Colorado Avalanche.
Today.
Redemption. Let's go Avalanche.
3-on-2 for the Avalanche run. Leaves it. Scores! Sam, I am.
Let's go Avs.
Now back for McKinnon. Lets it go. And he scores! For Cale McCarr. The car. He scores!
It's Colorado and St. Louis now. From Enterprise Center in St. Louis, here's the voice of the Avalanche, Connor McGahey.
And everyone sing together
On the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
and welcome to the banks of the mighty Mississippi. I'm Connor McGahey, and this is Colorado Avalanche hockey. Tonight, the Avs are at the gateway to the West to try and improve their record against the West. It was a sad song last night at Nashville, a 2-1 loss in regulation, but tonight it's the second half of a back-to-back, and the Avalanche are one of the best teams in the last decade in that scenario, and the hope is to make St. Louis sing the blues. So put on your listening sweaters for the Avs and Blues, force of nature versus plural primary color. Live for your listening pleasure around North America and around the world on the Altitude Sports Radio Network. Nathan McKinnon at center ice against Robert Thomas to win the draw. He does just that. Back to Devon Taves from Cale McCarr. Team Canada and that trio out there to start things off for the Avalanche. On the forecheck, they poke it loose from their teammate just less than a week ago, and Colton Parayko, his stretch pass misses. And right off the bat, it's icing on the Blues. 18 seconds into the hockey game. Tonight's puck drop brought to you by Century Casino. Find the hottest slots and table games action at Century Casino and Hotel. Just 1 mile from Blackhawk and scenic, walkable, historic, lovely Central City. Come for the action, stay for the fun. Face-off on the left side of the ice, right side of Jordan Binnington. Speaking of Team Canada, his efforts in that final win the championship. Here's Parayko. He lets it go over the right shoulder of Mackenzie Blackwood. He's 4-1 in his last 5. Cale McCarr will pick up the loose change. Ahead for Marty Natchez. Puck goes through his legs. Able to recover as the Blues and Avs both change. Natchez will stay out there. Brings it himself against 3 St. Louis Blues. He'll dump it in, and now he'll peel off to go to the bench. On the forecheck is Casey Middlestad. Backhand to the point. Swings it now for Sam Girard. Sam Malinsky. Girard gets it back. He lets it rip off a leg and wide. Girard pinches, can't get to it, but again the stretch pass from St. Louis is out of the reach, this time of Jordan Kyrou. And it's the second icing in 1 minute and 2 seconds, both on the St. Louis Blues, who have a 4% chance right now of making the postseason. They'd have to leapfrog over 4 teams to get to the second wild card spot. Vancouver did not beat Vegas last night, so the Blues gain a point in that regard as they were here on this sheet of ice. They lost in a shootout to the Winnipeg Jets, who tied it with 28 seconds remaining, and then won it in the Jets' first shootout of the year. Jonathan Drouin off the faceoff when Malinsky lets it go. This is tipped wide of Jordan Binnington, and the work from Drouin prevents the odd man rush from Braden Shen. Now bring it back the other way. Sam Malinsky, he had the only goal last night for the Avalanche. Second of the season now for Middlestad. Through the legs of Drouin, now back below the goal line. Middlestad up top, and Parsonen and Jonathan Drouin sort of looking at each other, said, you take it, no, you take it, no, you take it. Puck goes all the way down ice. Changes are made, 18:23 to go in the first period. Shots are 1-0 St. Louis, question mark, but there's no score yet. That's unofficial, of course. Binnington out to play the puck. Miles Wood goes to War in the corner. Now, Justin Falk, no relation to Marshall, will bring it ahead. Matthew Joseph forced wide. He'll rim it around. Cut off behind the cage by Calvin DeHaan. And now Ross Colton along his own blue line for Oliver Shillington, who's into the lineup tonight for Keaton Middleton. Backhanded in by Jack Drury. Falk takes over. His clearance is blocked by Drury. Now Colton comes over to steal away from Joseph. Broberg back behind the goal line. Blues can't get it out of the zone. Kept into the near point by Devon Taves. Binnington will play it. Still has it. Saucer feed over the stick of UL Kiviranta. And it's cleared back to center ice. Parker Kelly just off the bench. Taves, left side circle in his own zone. 2.5 minutes into our first period. Now it's the Avalanche's turn to ice the puck. Face-off will be, I believe, to the right of Mackenzie Blackwood, who has 14 wins as a member of the Colorado Avalanche since his debut on December 14th. The only goaltender with more in that span is Connor Hellebuck with 16. Face off to his right. Kelly will take it. It's won by the Blues. Ryan Suter. Ceremony for his 1,500th game in the National Hockey League before the start. That's why we're delayed. And now we got a fight going. Parker Kelly, he's swinging with Nathan Walker, and it doesn't last long as Walker, who was born in the United Kingdom, now they're back to their feet. The linesman stepped in. I've never seen that before. They were going to break it up, and they wanted to go a little bit more. Here's a right by Kelly, and he loses his footing, goes down to the ice, and now the linesmen are in there for good. Not sure what happened behind the play between Nathan Walker and Parker Kelly, but they got a couple of swings in there. Kelly bumped into... Boy, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but I think...
Next 5 minutes each for fighting.
And so, no instigator there. Each got like one punch in. Some jawing going on between Walker of Wales and Kelly of Canada. So we remain 5-on-5. 17-13 to go in our first period. Shots are 2-0 Blues. No score yet. Drury is asked to leave. And now Logan O'Connor will step in. Can't win the draw. Nick Letty with it down. He'll wrist it around. Sam Malinsky settles it down behind the net. Got away from the Avalanche. Able to recover. Jack Drury. He'll hoist it through center ice over the head of Letty. Gibby Ronta trying to drag it down, but Letty snuck in front of him. Chronic Fox, a former star, along with Brian Suter, gets into the Avalanche line, turns back to the neutral zone by Colorado, flung back in by the Blues, settled by Blackwood and now San Gerard. Took a puck to the face last night. I don't think he missed a shift. Went off to get patched up. And then came back on to finish the game. Nathan McKinnon wins the puck, battle down low. Taves over for McCarr. That's the rare mistake between those two. And now the Blues have it 3-on-3 back to the Avalanche line. Arturi Lehkonen breaks that up. McKinnon through center, blocked by Pavel Buchnevich. And now Lehkonen, who leads the team in goals with 23, down the far boards, works it loose. Taves keeps it alive. Natchez lifts the stick. He's got the puck in the corner. Now Lehkonen swings it towards the net. Save made by Jordan Binnington. Another turnover by the Blues. Taves for Marty Natchez. Backdoor for Nathan McKinnon. He got tangled up at the back door with Cam Fowler, former Anaheim Duck, and the Avalanche are back in their own end. Best shift so far, and they finally got a shot on target. Natchez got around the stick check of Braden Shen. He dumps it in near side half wall. Nathan McKinnon one-hands it for Natchez. Trying to return it to McKinnon, blocked by Falk. Now Shen up the board, pinching is DeHaan, and the Blues are able to get through. Here's Kyrou underneath for Matthew Joseph. Excuse me, that's Holloway, 8-1, not 7-1. That's off the mark, and now Parsonen, who had an assist on the Malinsky goal last night, will bring it into the blue zone. He's knocked down to the ice. Gets it deep anyhow. Shen for Broberg. Holloway, now Kyrou. One-on-one with Sam Gerard. Shot from the top of the circle is off of Gerard into the screen, and play stops with 15-13 to go in the first period. Shots are 2-1 St. Louis. There are no goals yet. Avs Hockey brought to you by Rhinehouse on 14th and Market near Ball Arena. Great spot for food and drink before, during, or after any Avalanche game. Oscar Sundqvist on the face-off. Goal and an assist in his last 3 games. Wins a draw. Backwards now for Bolduc. Wrist shot, easy save made by Blackwood, and he'll hang on. Blackwood 2-1-1 in his career versus the St. Louis Blues. Both goals have come in a particular fashion, or both wins, have come in our particular fashion, which we will not speak yet. Sam Malinsky out to center ice. Drouin, now Sam Gerard, the Quebec connection. Gerard down the near boards, banks it off the end wall. Middle stack quickly up top for Drouin. One-timer by Malinsky, save made by Binnington, and he'll hang on with 14:56 to go in the period. Still no score. That's an 80-mile-an-hour slap shot from Malinsky. His goal last night on the one-timer on the drop pass from Drouin was 96.8 miles per hour. for Sam Malinsky, which I think is the hardest slap shot by any Av that we have tracked this season. Face off to the left of Bennington, left side of the ice is the Avs. Or we view things. Here in the first period, McKinnon tries to win the draw. Parayko with Robert Thomas on the ice is able to pick up the loose puck, get it to the Avalanche line and rim it around. Golfed up the near glass, out to center ice. Parayko is there. McKinnon tried to cut him off. Parayko down the boards for Pavel Buchnevich. For the second three-point game of the year last night with a goal and 2 assists. Parayko brings it back through Cale Makar. Gave it right to McKinnon. Saucers it ahead for Natchez. He's got a 2-on-2 to center ice. Natchez holding all the way over. It's Taves Makar. Again, the one-timer was lined up, and as much as Makar and Taves have played together, you haven't seen that many miscues. They've had a couple here in the first period. McKinnon, nice play over from Miles Wood, overskated the puck. Toropchenko the other way. His pass is knocked down by McKinnon. He'll slap it deep and go off for a change to the 6-minute mark of period 1. Here come the Blues. Bounce it down the far boards. He'll fling it around. Waiting for it is Jack Drury. Couldn't exit the zone. Hit by Toropchenko. Helmet came off. Drury's trying to pick it up and put it back on so he doesn't have to go to the bench. Bucket is back on. The Avalanche are just trying to clear the zone. Sam Girard, far side half ball. Broberg from the point. That's off a body. And wide of the wall. Crashing into the boards goes Miles Wood. Falk has the puck. Broberg lets it rip. Tipped on. Save made by Blackwood. Went to cover up the rebound. It was knocked away from him. And the puck goes all the way back to the neutral zone. Former Oiler Broberg will spin around the center circle as the Blues and Avs both change. 13:20 to go in the first period. Shots for to St. Louis. No goals. Shen. Him and his brother Luke will be the 8th set of siblings all time to get to 1,000 on Thursday when the Blues visit the Washington Capitals. That'll be the 1,000th career game for Braden Shen. Of course, the Avs saw Luke Shen last night at Nashville. Blues dump it in. Blackwood plays it for Oliver Shillington. Logan O'Connor into the skates of Casey Middlestat. He holds up, plays it down the boards, and hit the linesman. Would have worked out better, but Kiviranta able to pick it up anyhow and get it deep so the Avalanche can get fresh troops on the ice. 12:39 and ticking. We're in our first period at Enterprise Center. Ryan Suter with the puck. At center ice, banks it off the near window. Bill Makar slaps up the far wall. Natchez waiting. Into the path of Nathan McKinnon. Has his stick lifted. Able to get it back anyhow. McKinnon. Now for Devon Taves. Lekanen. Further along for Natchez. Kicks it to his stick. Natchez centers it off the pad of Bennington and rattles to the corner. Lekanen up top for Cale Makar. Sends it towards the net. Tip. Score! Oh, Cale! It's a Devon Taves goal, but Cale Makar will pick up the assist, and he's the first defenseman in franchise history to get to 400 points. Taveser with the tip, Cale Makar with point number 400, and he joins even more rare air when it comes to offensive milestones from the blue line. Cale Makar and Devon Taves link up to give the Avalanche a 1-0 lead with 12:11 to go in the first period. Makar had been sitting on $3.99 for 3 games, but now he's at the precipice of 400. Casey Middlestat at center ice. Shen will take the draw for the Blues. They change direction on Bennington as it hits something around the elbow. Devon Taves, who's providing a screen sort of in an off spot. And it goes in. Blues turn it over again in the neutral zone. Tracking back is Jonathan Drouin. Gets it for Stan Malinsky. Now for Sam Girard. Girard to the neutral zone. He'll sling it in for the Avs. Far side wall. Now at the point is Malinsky. Down the boards for Middlestat. Drouin tries to get to the middle of the ice. Turns it back to the wall. And Malinsky centers it. Broken up by the Blues. And now here comes Jordan Kyrou. It's a 3-on-1. How in the world? Go drag Holloway. Shot misses wide. Almost too many options for Dylan Holloway. Now the Avalanche are back with Kyrou. Still dangerous with Holloway in the corner. Cairo has it back, hands it up for Holloway, top of the circle, sends it through the slot. Intercepted by Sam Malinsky off the glass, gloved down by the Blues. Where is it? It's in the back pocket of Jonathan Drouin, and now Sam Girard settles it down as both teams change with 9 minutes gone in the first period, and the Avalanche leading 1-0. Taves, 7th of the season, from Cale Makar, who now has 42 assists. Arturi Lehkonen picks up the other helper. Both comes at 7:48 of the first period. 42 assists, 22 goals for Cale Douglas Makar. Leads the NHL in points in regards to defensemen. 10.5 to go in our first period. Speaking of Makar, one-on-one in the corner. Blues get it to the point, intercepted by Ross Colton. He's there with Miles Wood. Puck got away from Colton. And you could tell that they were on the same page. Again, here's a late hit, and now we got more pushing and shoving. The helmet of Jack Drury came off, and Miles Wood came over to defend his line mate. I didn't see who laid the hit for the St. Louis Blues, but it had enough force to send the helmet of Jack Drury flying, and now Miles Wood with that very endearing, toothless smile, glowing ear to ear. And I think it's Buchnevich with a hit on Drury. We'll see if there's a penalty on the Blues when we come back. 10:22 to go in the first period in St. Louis. Avalanche 1, Blues nothing. The Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Altitude Sports Radio 92.5 has Brett Kane at 6 in the morning.
Playoff Jamal is so fun.
Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane 7 to 10.
They're going medieval on these fools.
The morning sprint with Coach and Raj from 10 to noon.
2 hours to get through the biggest stories of the day.
PhD noon to 3.
It's time for Peyton Watson to keep doing what he's doing and take it a step higher.
Kreckman and Lindahl from 3 to 6.
I don't mind seeing a bloody nose for a Vegas Golden Night. I'll take one of those.
Followed by the Blitz tonight. All Denver sports. Altitude Sports Radio 92.5.
Hey, it's Moj. February's here, and the cold shouldn't ruin your cozy love nest. You got a leaky faucet or a furnace giving you the cold shoulder? Rock Plumbing, Heating, and Air will warm your heart and your home. This month, get $50 off any HVAC or plumbing repair. Their licensed techs will have your place feeling comfy in no time. So book now at rockheating.com. That's ROCK heating.com. Rock, bringing comfort home and simplifying your life.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Colorado.
You've got the Avalanche on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
.22 to go in the first period. Enterprise Center, St. Louis, Missouri. The Avalanche have a 1-0 lead over the Blues with engineer extraordinaire Dodie Rollman, Aaron DeGraff, Jordan Berg, and Mark Bertinoli. I'm Connor McGahey. Thank you for listening. Cale Makar, his 400th career NHL point, becoming the third fastest defenseman in NHL history to get to 400. The only two who got there faster, Paul Coffey in 359 games, and Bobby Orr, 333. Kelly Ronta on the pass from Parker Kelly. Holds, leaves it for Logan O'Connor. He lets it go off the stick of Nick Leddy. Into the screen and plays tops with 10:07 to go in the first period. Shots 4-3 Blues, but the Avalanche have a 1-0 lead. No penalties assessed on that last sequence. It was not Buchnevich. It was Nathan Walker, who pretty much had just come out of the box for a 5-minute fighting major with Parker Kelly, and then he lays what I thought was a late hit on Jack Drury. So somebody's in a lead tonight. Hangs up one by the ass. Taves, Roar Marty Natchez. He's got to recover as Buchnevich. He could get a stick in there and force it back in to the Avalanche zone. McKinnon, out for Makar, had to receive it on the backhand. Backwards for Taves. Avs doing the five-man weave here to be a little bit less predictable. It's worked. Got them a goal. Taves pinches from the point. Gets it down low for McKinnon. That hit a leg. Goes back to Buchnevich. And now Cam Fowler will regroup as as Jake Neighbors plays around Cale McCarr, leads from the corner with a former Ranger, Buchnevich. Parayko pinches to the point, bottom of the circle, throws it through the crease. Nobody can get a touch to it. Now it's sent towards the cage by Fowler. Easy glove save made by Mackenzie Blackwood. And we get a whistle. It's not been a minute since we took our last break. So we have to remain here with 9:25 to go in the first period. Shots 5-3 Blues. Score is 1-0 Avalanche. Today's game brought to you by Intermountain Healthcare, helping people live the healthiest lives possible. Face off one by St. Louis. Broberg. Shot from Kyrou. Glove save made by Blackwood. He'll hang on, and 5 seconds later, we'll do it all over again. Again, 1-0 Avalanche. Both the Avs and St. Louis have actually not done well within the division. Blues are 5-8-2 after that shootout loss last night. Avalanche are 8-9-1 after the loss in Nashville last night. And now they've decided we can take a timeout. More information and hockey musings to come. 9:20 to go in the first period. Avs lead the Blues 1-0 in St. Louis. Thanks for listening to the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
At 9 News, our Weather Impact team prioritizes alerting you early and often when disruptive weather comes to Colorado. We explain when severe weather will hit, how it will directly affect your life, and deliver information that keeps you prepared. When we experience any weather that impacts or inconveniences you, we'll issue a Weather Impact Day. Be prepared and stay connected during severe weather with your 9 News Weather Impact team.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey! Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc.
NFL free agency begins on March 12th.
You talking about the draft? You talking about free agency? Is that what we're talking about?
Will the Broncos make any splash moves?
The land of desperation, free agency?
Are you paying for what the player was or for the player you're going to get?
Or will they address all their needs in the draft?
It's a thin draft board and not a very good class of free agents. So.
Follow the conversation and breaking news here.
Denver needs a number 1 pass catcher and a tight end.
Altitude Sports Radio, 92.5.
You better get it right.
The Avalanche on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
I've heard it said. One lead over the Blues. I don't say it that way. I say it Missouri. I don't know how Jonathan Drouin and Shillington say it, but Drouin has the puck. Backhander towards the net. Blocked in front of Bennington. Drouin has it one more time. Shillington. Now for Middlestead. He lets it go. Tipped on. Save made by Bennington. And he'll hang on with no rebound to be found. Best shift of the game from that line of Parson and Middlestead and Jonathan Drouin. On comes the line of Drury, Colton, and Miles Wood. Sam and Sam as the defenseman. Again, a possibility that Palnichushkin returns Wednesday versus the New Jersey Devils. He's not played in the new year. Josh Manson probably a little longer for the Avalanche for his return. Face-off is won by Colton. Wood, backdoor Sam Gerard over for Malinsky. He's got room to shoot. He lets it go. Again, blocked in front. Bounces back to the deep slot, and Sam Gerard plays the backhand into the trapezoid. Ross Colton escapes. Slings it back to the point. Malinsky now for Gerard again. One-timer from distance from Drury. That took a deflection and goes wide stick side on Jordan Bennington. And with the puck battle near side half wall, Wood all the way around for Malinsky. Turns it behind the net. Colton leaves it for Jack Drury. Centers it for Miles Wood. Had his stick lifted at the last second. But it's Ross Colton who forces it away from the Blues, and they hoist it out of their own zone. It stays in the rink, but it's going to be icing on St. Louis with 8:28 to go in the first period. And the Avalanche leading 1-0. Bring the whole family to Ball Arena for an afternoon of Avalanche hockey. Watch the Avs battle the Stars. Sunday, March 16th at 1:30 p.m. Random start time. Score and Ask Family Pack with tickets, meals, and drinks customized for any family size. Grab your seats now at ColoradoAvalanche.com/family pack. Caves looking for his second of the period. He missed high and wide. And the puck will rattle all the way back to the neutral zone. Avs have some jam here. It's going to be offside as Natchez couldn't get out of the pool, and so the Avalanche are offside. 8:16 to go in the first period. Shots are 5-4 Blues, but the score is 1-0 in favor of the Colorado Avalanche. Second meeting between these two teams. First happened back at Ball Arena on January 31st, a 5-0 shutout win for the Avs. Neighbors will tap it deep. Blackwood has it behind his own net, plays it off the glass around Robert Thomas, bounces away from Arturi Lehkonen, and Parayko able to keep it in the zone. Longest stick in the National Hockey League gets it done. Al McKinnon, lead pass for Taves. He's been noticeable in this first period. Things to happen when you have a goal. Bennington hands it off for Cam Fowler. Traded for a second-round pick, and Jamie Biakabatuka. Thomas now centers it. Neil McCarr got in the way as Lehkonen was hacking at a blue. Thomas again, 2 goals last night, has his pass deflected into the stands, and the whistle blows with 7:33 to go in the first period. The Avalanche up 1-0. That win back on January 31st, one of 2 occasions St. Louis have been blank this season. Avs are 9-2 in their last 11 versus St. Louis, and they've won their last 5 visits to this here building. Faksa is going to be asked to leave the face-off circle. So in comes the feisty Nathan Walker. Going against Parker Kelly. They've already fought in this first period. And maybe in Bennett Brower air quotes, wasn't the best fight of all time. Walker with it, throws it in front, deflected through the crease. Blackwood able to recover as both Parker Kelly and Calvin Nahan got enough of a body in the way to break it up. Puck bounces again at center ice. Kelly with it, stick handling away from danger, brings it in near flank, lets it go, glove side on Jordan Bennington. Now there's more pushing and shoving in front, and guess who's involved? The diminutive Nathan Walker. Broberg comes in to push and shove. Logan O'Connor and Kibbe Ronta this time. The Avs involved. Walker, who had his 50th career point with a goal versus Chicago last game before the break for the Blues. One of 50 NHL players born in the United Kingdom, Cardiff, Wales, for Walker. 7:11 to go in the first period. Grab a Slurpee. Shots are 5 apiece. Goals are 1-0 Avalanche. And now we have matching minors, I believe. Here's Francois Saint-Laurent.
Cullies on the play, Colorado, 26, 2 minutes for cross-checking. St. Louis, 25, 2 minutes for roughing, form for hockey.
Reverse that. It's like in Ocean's 11 where he goes, you got to walk before you can crawl. And then Rusty goes, reverse that. 25 for the Avalanche, 26 for the Blues. So, forward Nathan Walker's calls to the penalty box. Second trip for him here in the first period. To play 4-on-4 hockey. Lots of space in this ball. McKinnon, Natchez, McCarr, and Taves. Thomas will take the draw for the Blues. Left side of the ice, right side of Jordan Bennington. False start. Number 18 offense. Replay first down. Fifth one by the Avs. Back into Colorado territory. Taves with it. Pressure coming from Buchnevich. Now Marty Natchez hands it off for Cale Makar. Buchnevich, the one-man forecheck. Cale Makar will just motor past him. Him and Taves, the 2 defensemen, are the first 2 skaters ahead for the Avalanche. Makar played it backwards, intercepted by Thomas. It's McKinnon playing defense. And what was going to be a 2-on-0 ends up being a missed pass in front from Thomas to Buchnevich. Blues have the puck in the Avalanche zone. Kind of a weird positional first period for both teams. Thomas wants to center it, gave it right to Nathan McKinnon. Can he plays around Parayko? You bet he can. Here comes McKinnon. Down the near flank, he's got Natchez with him. McKinnon towards the net, shot save made by Bennington, and he hangs on. McKinnon sometimes will fake you out, whether he's just going to power down the boards. Unfortunately, he's going against Parayko. As fast as McKinnon is, Parayko's 9.5 feet tall, so he takes 3 strides and he gets back into the defensive zone. Cam Fowler was able to use the angle to cut him off, so McKinnon didn't get as much on the shot as he would have liked going for the 5-hole of Jordan Binnington. 6:23 to go in the first period. Scores 1-0 Avalanche over St. Louis. Falk off the faceoff win. Now Broberg makes his way ahead. Hands it off for Shen. Across the red line. Shen down low. Misses the pass for Kyrou, who has it back. Shen throws on the brakes. Angled up with Sam Malinsky, able to connect with Falk. Leads it for Broberg. He's got room to the far circle. Throws it in front. Backdoor tap in for Kyrou, and he missed. Now Falk lets it go. The one-timer was locked in his skates. He was able to let it rip anyhow. Black with the save. He'll hang on. We'll take a timeout. 5:57 to go in the first in St. Louis. Avs out shooting, shots are 6 apiece. Avs outscoring the Blues 1-0 on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Third-generation Colorado native Jeff Roten knows what the IBEW has given him. 35 years of safe work and good wages and benefits. He's met and worked with so many sisters and brothers who have become lifelong friends. Jeff has been enjoying his retirement the last 8 years, doing all the things we all dream about.
I'm Jeff Roten. I am the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, IBEW. Come join us.
Go online at IBEW68.com.
This song doesn't have a name, but if it did, it'd probably be something about togetherness, because it's a collaboration, not between pop stars and producers, but between music therapists and kids. Music therapy is a treatment that doesn't involve medication or needles, and it's been proven to help children manage pain and contribute to faster healing. So it shouldn't surprise you, it's our favorite song. And just one way we partner with you for a life well lived. Intermountain Health, the power of we.
Listen to me, world. Lombardi. We need more sports hate, because it's not real hate. I'm not asking for hate. Sports hate is different. It's fake. It's make-believe. It's okay. It's fictional. You just keep it on the field, in the arena. And we need more of it.
Wake up with Brett Kane at 6 a.m. Then it's Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane at 7. Altitude Sports Radio, 92.5.
It's the Avalanche on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
.57 to go in the first period. Enterprise Center in St. Louis. The Avalanche have a 1-0 lead over the Blues. Fans on their feet saluting the service member of the game. And to all of you who have served, are serving, or who will serve this great country of ours for the cause of freedom, thank you to you and your families for your sacrifice. So we can enjoy hockey, and we have many of you stationed around our communities and around the world who are listening, and we're grateful for that, to the Altitude Sports Radio Network. Great Toby Keith brings us back to live action. Buchnevich on his own. Lobs it down low. Thomas is there. Hands it off for Kyrou. Good stick there by Blackwood, and Thomas got the rebound. He put it wide. Thomas near side circle. He'll leave it for Buchnevich. This has definitely been the most dangerous line for Jim Montgomery St. Louis Blues. We know who else is dangerous. Devontae's. Flies it out of the pile, and now Natchez. Spinorama at center ice. He's knocked down, looking for a tripping call. Avs have not gotten the benefit of the whistle the last 2 nights. Heard Jared Bednar talk about a couple of missed calls in Nashville last night. Slew foot on Nathan McKinnon comes to mind. No power plays in this game yet. McKinnon has the puck on the pass for Marty Natchez. McKinnon into the space for Sam Malinsky. Shot towards the net block. Natchez has it again. Centers it. Walker out of the box. Stick there from Malinsky. Broke it up. Walker gets it back. Ahead now for Holloway. He's bumped, and McKinnon puts it back in on the money for Jonathan Drouin. Drouin wide to the near circle. Hands it off for McKinnon. Has to bat it out of midair. And now San Gerard will track back to Sam Malinsky, who blasts it off the boards. Lehkonen leaves it for Leddy. And now Shen brings it ahead for St. Louis. Into the corner. Wants to center it. Up top instead for Leddy. Over for Ryan Suter. Shen down below the goal line. Letty lets it go. Wide of the cage. Lehkonen taps it wide. Shen got tangled up. Suter pokes it deep. Sam Girard able to recover. Hard for Malinsky to handle. Gave it right to Holloway. Kyrou can't get the pass from him. But again, Shen recovers. That goes errant, and now it's outletted from Middlestat for Jonathan Drouin. Drouin leaves it for Middlestat. Far circle. He lets it go off his skate and wide. Middlestat works to get it back. Nice play. The deep slot for Shillington just out of his reach. And the puck will go all the way back into the Avalanche zone with 3:56 to go in the first period. Colorado leading 1-0. Goal from Devon Taves. 2-on-1 St. Louis. Here's a shot. They miss high and wide again on Blackwood. Falk down the boards around Ross Colton. Foxenel battling with Shillington. This is off the dasher board. Settles for DeHaan. Puck rolled on him, and now Wood up and ahead for Jack Drury. He steals it away from Nathan Walker. Walker backwards for Foxa. Falk now. Fox is on blue. Through the neutral zone. Avs get a stick to it. And Calvin DeHaan is in control. DeHaan now for Miles Wood. Gets it on net. Save made Bennington. Likes to play the puck. Does so. Ahead for Sundqvist. Novchenko can't get it. Sam Girard into the path of Ross Colton. He'll play it up near wall and deep. Kiviranta will give chase. Kiviranta with the puck. Far corner. Now Sam Malinsky's got a step shot towards the net. That changed direction as well, except this time Bennington made a right pad save. Direction too hard. Suter leads it behind the net for Letty. Under 3 to go in our first period. Parker Kelly sends it towards the net front. Suter intercepts. Motoring ahead is Matthew Joseph. His shot misses Blackwood. Lumberjack by Sam Girard. Parker Kelly now for Kiviranta. Kelly put it back into the skates of Kiviranta. Got around Colton Parayko. Took a little bit of a bump from Bolduc. And now Kiviranta shoves Parayko into the board. Not easy to do. Puck is free. Parayko back with it as he slithers away and gets it back to Cam Fowler. Both teams will change. Fowler now for Robert Thomas. On center ice, sends it in right to left. Good stick, Lucky. Knocks it away. Marty Natchez is ahead. Avs give it right back to the Blues in their own zone. Centering feed. One-timer glove save made by Mackenzie Blackwood. Holy Mackenzie! That's his best save of the game, and it comes with 2:03 to go in the first period after the Avs turned it over in their own zone. Buchnevich, who, as we mentioned, a goal and 2 assists last night versus the Jets, has 6 points in his last 5 games. He was that close to 7. Face-off is won by McKinnon, somehow Neighbors. Squeezed through DeMonte. Taves recovers and throws Neighbors into the board. Centering feed broken up, hacked to the wall by Lehkonen. Natchez can't get there. Cam Fowler shot towards the net. That's out of the glove range of Mackenzie Blackwood. Buchnevich again. Back for Parayko. Now behind the net, Neighbors. Pinched by DeMonte. 95 seconds to go in the period. Avs leading 1-0. They can't get out of their own zone. Buchnevich in front. Puck is free. Goes right back to Natchez. Again, Colorado gives it right to St. Louis. Parayko. Big drive. Blocked by Natchez to the corner. Neighbors reaching for it. Fowler will get to it far side half wall. Leaves it at the point. McKinnon trying to get it out. Got a tap to it, but it stays in the zone. Parayko. Now for Buchnevich, all the way up top. It's off a skate and back to the neutral zone as the Blues were changing. They do the Avs a favor. Fowler, now for Holloway. Kyrou's going to the attack. Holloway, what a move. Shot towards the net. Wide of Blackwood. Kyrou the rebound, thrown in front. As Middlestat got a skate to it. Parsonen trying to pick it up against the far boards. Swats at it. Again stays in the zone. Off a leg. Parsonen can't get there the second time. Stolen by Jordan Kyrou, skating along the blue line. He's harassed by Parsonen. Kyrou still lobs it in between the circles. Holloway turns and fires. Left pad save made by Blackwood again. And Kale McCarr has had enough. He'll get a breather and ice the puck with 26.6 seconds to go in the first period. Shots are 8 apiece. But it's the Avalanche with a 1-0 lead. Middlestat, McCarr, Shillington, Drouin, and Parsonen cannot change. But Jim Montgomery throws the shed line out there for St. Louis. Off one by the Blues. Broberg, far circle. It's centered, broken up by Parsonen. Cale Makar got in there. Stick handles like he's got Velcro on his stick. Shillington off the boards. Through Jonathan Drew, and Parsonen picks it up. 2-on-2 developing here. Parsonen cuts to the middle. Tried to center it. Had an option for Middlestat, but he's got the puck below the goal line. 5 seconds left. Thrown against the boards. Picked up by Falk. He'll airmail it into the Avalanche zone, and period 1 is done. Shots finish 8 apiece, but Cale Makar set up Devon Toews. The Avalanche take a 1-0 lead into the locker room. When we come back, Mark Bertolli and Jordan Berg will take over in the NHL Tonight studios with the intermission report. Scores and highlights from this game and around the world of sports. We'll also hear from Avalanche defenseman Sam Lewis. But after 20 minutes of play at Enterprise Center in St. Louis, it's the Avalanche 1 and the Blues 0. This is the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Colorado Avalanche hockey.
Now McKinnon all the way over for Cale Makar. Takes it back for McKinnon. He lets it go for Middlestat. Towards the net. Drew it! That's a goal.
Your Avalanche intermission report is next. On the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
There are trucks. Then there's the truck, GMC Sierra. We are professional grade. Well-qualified buyers get 0.9% APR on 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 models. That's an average finance savings of $42.59. See your Colorado GMC dealers. Length of contract limited. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers will not qualify. Savings based on bank rate of 5.64%. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 3/3/25.
Hey Avalanche fans, aluminum is the most recycled packaging material on Earth, which means every time you recycle a Ball aluminum can, it gets to come back for every nail biter, every triumph for the ages, and all the great moments to come. Ball is the official sustainability partner of the Colorado Avalanche. So join the recycling revolution. The future is in your hands. Recycle it.
Hey everyone, Adney and Burke here to talk about our great podcast, NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers.
Jason Demers here. After playing 700 NHL games, it turns out I have an opinion or two. Whoever's saying trade one of them, you don't know anything about hockey. I'm on the bandwagon. I'm rooting for this team. With new guests every week, we will talk about hockey and more.
Can't wait till you watch the movie because it's the biggest award of her career.
He went into the cheetah exhibit, and the cheetah took a piece out of him, and he came into the ring next day.
Tune in to NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, Broncos country, we've got us a crazy NFL offseason. And there's some big-time free agents who could be in limbo. Ezekiel Elliott.
Expired.
Kirk Cousins.
Expired.
Aaron Rodgers.
Expired.
Russell Wilson.
Expired.
T. Higgins. Do you hear at least one name you like? T. Higgins.
Probably going to get franchised.
We're talking NFL free agency. Keep it here for all the conversation and breaking news.
Do you really need to go spending a lot of money?
T. Higgins, baby. Altitude Sports Radio 92.5.
Thanks, Aunt Bonnie.
That's it, man. That's it, man.
No more! Colorado Avalanche hockey.
I like our start, boys. I love our start.
This is your Avalanche intermission report.
Sharp physically, sharp mentally. We are going to have success.
Avalanche intermission on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Today's Avalanche game is brought to you by Intermountain Healthcare, helping people live the healthiest lives possible. Welcome, along with Jordan Berg. I'm Mark Bertolli. We're coming to you live from the studios here in the Mile High City. And after the opening 20 minutes of hockey in the Gateway City, the Avalanche lead the Blues by a score of 1-0. Coming up here in your first intermission report, we have ourselves a plethora of sporting information. We've got, I think it's 20 teams in action today in the NHL. Alex Ovechkin goes off this afternoon. We'll tell you about that. We got a bunch of games in the NBA. We got some top 25 college hoops. Oh, that's coming up. First, though, let's listen to the... Actually, before we do anything, let's pause for station identification brought to you by Berg Simpson on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Before, during,
wrist far shoots deflected, they score!
lives here. Serious
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
All right, now let's go ahead and take a listen to the highlights from the first period of this contest. The Avalanche and the Blues getting together for the second time this season. The Avalanche with a dominant 5-0 win over St. Louis back on January 31st. And now, here they are in a gateway city. The Avs on the second night of a back-to-back. The Blues on a second night of a back-to-back. St. Louis suffered kind of a heartbreaking loss when the Jets got them in a shootout last night, while the Avs came back with a 2-1 loss in Nashville to the Predators. The Avalanche are great on the second night of a back-to-back. They are 5-2-0 in the second game of back-to-back this season. Only the Boston Bruins, who are 5-1-1 in back-to-backs, have a better record in that second half of a back-to-back than the Colorado Avalanche. So the Avs usually show up for these games, and they did tonight in this one. The first goal of the game, a little history for Cale Makar.
Ryan Suter with the puck. At center ice, banks it off the near window. Cale Makar slaps up the far wall. Nature's waiting. Into the path of Nathan McKinnon. Has his stick lifted. Able to get it back anyhow. McKinnon. Now for Devon Taves. Lekanen. Further along for Natchez. Kicks it to his stick. Natchez centers it off the pad of Binnington and rattles to the corner. Lekanen up top for Cale Makar. Sends it towards the net. Tipped. Score! Oh, hail Cale! It's a Devon Taves goal, but Cale Makar will pick up the assist, and he's the first defenseman in franchise history to get to 400 points. Taveser with the tip, Cale Makar with point number 400, and he joins even more rare air when it comes to offensive milestones from the blue line. Cale Makar and Devon Taves link up to give the Avalanche a 1-0 lead with 12:11 to go in the first period.
Devon Taves from Cale Makar and Arturi Lekanen at 7:49. The Avs go up 1-0. And congratulations to Cale, who gets his 400th point, becoming the third fastest defenseman in NHL history to reach that milestone. And now goes Bobby Orr, Paul Coffey, Cale Makar. So the Avs looking good. Blues trying to equalize, and the Avs netminder was having none of it.
Both teams will change. Foul now for Robert Thomas. On center ice, sends it in right to left. Good stick, Lucky. Knocks it away. Marty Natchez is ahead. Avs give it right back to the Blues in their own zone. Centering feed. One-timer glove save made by Mackenzie Blackwood. Holy Mackenzie! That's his best save of the game, and it comes with 2:03 to go in the first period after the Avs turned it over in their own zone. Buchnevich, who, as we mentioned, a goal and 2 assists last night versus the Jets, has 6 points in his last 5 games. It was that close to 7.
McKenzie stops all 8 shots he faces in the first period, and the Avs have the 1-0 lead. Right now, both the Avs and the Blues with 8 shots on goal. Face-off win percentage is right down the middle, 50-50. And neither team scoring on the power play in that first, as well as Colorado has themselves a 1-goal advantage. We will continue with your first intermission report after a quick timeout right here on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
He scores! Oh, hail Cale!
Avs faithful, do you want to take the first step in becoming a Colorado Avalanche season ticket member? Memberships are sold out at this time, so the best chance to get one is by placing your deposit and joining the A-List membership waitlist. The A-List membership provides exclusive member benefits and first access to memberships as they become available. Head to coloradoavalanche.com/waitlist to learn more.
Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane.
Vic, did the Detroit Pistons hate the Chicago Bulls?
Oh, my God, they wanted to kill each other.
Did the Philadelphia 76ers hate the Boston Celtics?
End of story. One of the drawbacks to today's NBA is how buddy-buddy everybody is, right?
Yeah. I hate a lot of people in the NBA.
Wake up
with Brett Kane at 6 a.m. Then it's Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane at 7. Altitude Sports Radio, 92.5.
There are trucks. Then there's the truck, GMC Sierra. We are professional grade. Well-qualified buyers get 0.9% APR on 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 models. That's an average finance savings of $42.59. See your Colorado GMC dealers. Length of contract limited. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers will not qualify. Savings based on bank rate of 5.64%. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 3/3/25.
Hey, Avalanche fans, aluminum is the most recycled packaging material on Earth, which means every time you recycle a ball aluminum can, it gets to come back for every nail biter, every triumph for the ages, and all the great moments to come. Ball is the official sustainability partner of the Colorado Avalanche. So join the recycling revolution. The future is in your hands. Recycle it.
Avalanche intermission continues now on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back to your first intermission report. The Avalanche with a 1-0 lead over the St. Louis Blues. Let's tell you what's going on in the world of sports. We've got 10 games today in the NHL as the NHL came back with a fierceness. They had 14 games yesterday. They got 10 games today. So basically, most of these teams are playing back-to-back. The ones we're about to tell you about. We've already got two finals. The early game today was the Washington Capitals hosting the Edmonton Oilers. Now, the Edmonton Oilers came into this one just 2 points back of Vegas for the top spot in the Pacific. And, of course, Washington is cruising along, sitting there with 84 points, the most of the NHL, right ahead of Winnipeg, who has 83. But this game today was about one thing and one thing only. Goal scoring has a name. And the name that it has, other than goal scoring, is Alex Ovechkin.
Right side toward McMichael. Second unit here. Chikrin up top. Looking to Ovechkin. One-timer. He scores! He does it again! 2 goals on the day for Alex Ovechkin. 881. He is 14 away from all-time record status. It's 4-1 Washington.
Our thanks to the Capitals Radio Network. So Ovi already looking good. The Capitals pouring on the goals against Edmonton, and guess what? Alex would get another one.
Connor McDavid still without a shot on goal today with 2:40 to go in the third period. And a puck that comes to Ovechkin. He scores! He did it! He did it! It's a hat trick for Ovechkin. Ty Emberson's stick broke on the center point shot attempt. And Ovechkin with a hat trick. It's 8:82. And the Capitals lead it 7-3. You gotta be here to believe it.
13 goals. He is 13 goals away from breaking Wayne Gretzky's all-time record, which is absolutely incredible. And now with more than 20 games to go in the regular season, I don't know. I think he's probably going to do it, right? He's probably going to get that record before the season ends. The Capitals win that thing 7-3. The New York Rangers rolled into Pittsburgh and got a win over the Penguins thanks to three third-period goals from the Blue Shirts. JT Miller scores twice, and the Rangers beat the Penguins 5-3. Adam Fox, 1 goal and 1 helper. Games going on right now. The Detroit Red Wings are hosting they are. They're hosting the Anaheim Ducks. They are in the second period. Detroit scored 3 in the first, and they've got a 3-1 lead over the Ducks. Patrick Kane is 13th. DeBrincat gets his 26th for Detroit. The Kraken and the Lightning are going head-to-head. Seattle is at 9 points out of the final wild card spot in the Western Conference, but they'd have to jump over a lot of teams to get there, just like the St. Louis Blues, who have to hop over a bunch of teams to get to that final wild card spot. It's the Vancouver Canucks who are in that second wild card spot right now. They're sitting on 63 points, and everybody else is chasing them. The Tampa Bay Lightning over in the Eastern Conference are sitting in the number 3 spot in the Atlantic. If the playoffs started tomorrow, the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Tampa Bay Lightning would meet in the first round. And this game is scoreless. They are in the second period. They played about 4 minutes of the second, and it is 0-0 between Seattle and Tampa Bay. The Devils are in Nashville to face the Preds. They are just starting the second period, and the Devils have the 1-0 lead in that game. Later tonight, matter of fact, just any minute now, they're going to drop the puck in Chicago as the Blackhawks and the Maple Leafs get it on. In 30 minutes' time, the Dallas Stars and the New York Islanders go head-to-head in Elmont. Sharks are in Calgary, and the Utah Hockey Club will host the Vancouver Canucks tonight. Over in the NBA, we got a lot of games, and we have some earlier finals. The Boston Celtics took care of the New York Knicks. Celtics win that thing 118-105, and the Golden State Warriors hammered the Dallas Mavericks 126-102. Warriors with the win, Steph Curry with 30 points and 7 assists. In our game, Devon Taves with the first period goal, and the Avalanche with the 1-0 lead over the Blues. Connor McGahey with the second period. Coming at you next right here on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
America's favorite tea made a hard iced tea?
Obviously.
And it's brewed with real Lipton tea?
Obviously.
Try a refreshing Lipton hard iced tea, whether you need to cool off at a pool party or beat the heat at the next barbecue. Visit your local liquor store or grocery store to pick up a variety pack of our 4 flavors: lemon, peach, strawberry, and half and half.
Introducing Lipton Hard Iced Tea with 5% alcohol. Your cup of hard tea. Legal 21 plus, contains alcohol. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024, The Sunrise Brewing Company, Rochester, New York. Flavored malt beverages does not contain distilled spirits.
Over for McKinnon. He scores!
Hey, Avs faithful. Altitude Plus is the place to stream Avalanche games, and it's available now. Stream live broadcasts, plus pre- and post-game coverage, full episodes of Altitude Sports Originals, and more.
Power drive. He scores! Oh, hail Gale!
Visit AltitudePlus.com to subscribe today. Altitude Plus, your streaming home of the Colorado Avalanche.
I got a nightmare phone call that no parent wants to receive.
Someone hit me going 60 miles an hour.
Dr. Ramos came highly recommended. When I showed him the x-rays, he immediately knew exactly what was wrong.
We've had a tremendous experience with Ramos Law. Really, I could not be happier.
Having the car accident was an accident. Finding Ramos Law was no accident.
Injured in a car accident? Ramos Law can help. RamosLaw.com.
NFL free agency begins on March 12th.
You talking about the draft? You talking about free agency? Is that what we're talking about?
Will the Broncos make any splash moves?
The land of desperation, free agency?
Are you paying for what the player was or for the player you're going to get?
Or will they address all their needs in the draft?
It's a thin draft board and not a very good class of free agents. So
follow the conversation and breaking news here.
Denver needs a number 1 pass catcher and a tight end.
Altitude Sports Radio, 92.5.
You better get it right.
Colorado Avalanche hockey.
Keep hammering pucks, boys. Keep hammering pucks.
It's time for the second period.
You get opportunity, shoot. Be ready to shoot and unload it. Get your body around it on your forehand.
Here's the voice of the Avalanche, Connor McGahey, on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Of the second period, Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri. The Avalanche have a 1-0 lead over the Blues. Devon Taves, his 7th goal of the season from Cale Makar and Arturi Lehkonen. That 42nd assist of the season by Cale Makar is the 400th point in his career. 3rd fastest defenseman in NHL history to reach 400 points behind Paul Coffey and Bobby Orr. Avs in white, burgundy, and blue will go left to right here in the second period. The Blues in, well, blue. Another shade of blue. White and yellow will go the opposite direction. Face-off won by Colorado. Cale Makar with the puck for Marty Necas. To his left and Devon Taves ahead for Lehkonen, who will tip it deep. Necas trying to get there first, but again, the long reach of Colton Parayko is a problem. Kuchnevic hands it off. Cam Fowler keeps it alive. Cale Makar ahead for Nathan McKinnon. Wasn't expecting that pass. He taps it across the red line, able to get it down the boards. And McKinnon a little bit slow to go off to the bench. Meanwhile, here come the Blues. Buchnevich hacks it deep. Keep an eye on McKinnon. I think he's okay. He's just at the end of his shift. We all know that feeling. A lot of you on a Friday. Broberg on a Sunday. For Jordan Kyrou. Back for Broberg out in front. Oh, what a save made by Blackwood! I thought for sure that was going to be a goal for Jordan Kyrou, but Blackwood, holy McKenzie, got a piece of it. And it stays out of the net. Broberg was down low to make the play happen. And threw it out in front. Boy, Blackwood made the save with his left pad, and then it went off the left post. Drouin now for Casey Middlestat. 3-on-2 for the Avalanche. Sam Girard, near side circle, leaves it for Middlestat. Tried to toe drag him, and he's thrown into the boards by Braden Shen. He recovers, tags up at the blue line, all the way over for Juuso Parson. Parson at a big drive. Save made by Bennington, rebound of the corner. Letty now for Ryan Suter. Career game 1502. 7th overall pick in 2003, Ryan Suter. Whole lifetime ago. We were different people then. Miles Wood out in front. Shillington taps it for Calvin DeHaan. He lets it go. Save made by Bennington with the glove. A 70-mile-an-hour wrist shot is hung on to. 2 minutes and 4 seconds into our second period. The Avalanche out shooting the Blues 10-9, outscoring them 1-0. Bednar is going to keep Colton, Drury, and Miles Wood out there with DeHaan and Shillington. Drury thought that he won the draw. It was either dropped too early or done improperly. I think it's the former. Drury wins the second one. DeHaan, stick handling at the point. He lets it go. It's off the post. DeHaan almost had his first of the season. Shillington now for Colton. DeHaan tries again, and he misses low glove side on Bennington. And this time the puck will come all the way back into the Avalanche end. 2 posts, 1 for each team, hit here in the second period. Drury off the broken play through the neutral zone. Throws on the break, far side circle, hands it off to Miles Wood. Wood tucks it towards the net. Save made by Bennington. Thrown back in front by Ross Colton. Nobody home except for Oscar Sundqvist. And he'll bring a 3-on-2 to the Avalanche line. Malinsky is back to break it up. So is Drury. He got tangled up with Matthew Joseph. And now Sam Girard will settle it down with 17-11 to go in our second period. Shots 11-9 Avalanche. Score 1-0 Colorado. Girard to his left, and Logan O'Connor lays it down the boards, now below the goal line. Suter gets there first for St. Louis. Letty assisting Korobchenko. Ross Colton takes it away from him. Jimmy Ronta chops at Letty. He escapes a check. It's a poke to the puck, but again stolen by Suter. He'll go vertical to get it back into the Avalanche zone. Sam Girard sneaks away from Korobchenko. His pass out of the zone hit the linesman. Now Korobchenko cruising back in. Dispossessed by Parker Kelly. Sam Girard for Sam Malinsky, and crisis averted. Malinsky to the red line. He'll backhand it over the helmet of Jordan Binnington. He went over my helmet. Blues have it back. Robert Thomas leaves it through the neutral zone. Taves waiting in the Colorado end left side circle. Now Makar now. Backwards crossover. Now Nathan McKinnon swats ahead for Arturi Lehkonen. Lehkonen back for McKinnon. That's tapped aside. Makar keeps it alive. Lehkonen will leave it for Natchez in the far corner. Now returns it to Lehkonen on the near side. Turns back into traffic. McKinnon out in front for Natchez. Man on the one-timer, but Makar has it back. Lobs it to the corner, and McKinnon. He gloves it down with the belly. Now Taves. He holds. Leaves it for Cale Makar. Gets away from the stick checker. Radek Faksa lets a rip. Blocked in front by Arturi Lehkonen. Now it's Neighbors on the breakaway. Lost an edge. Taves got back in time, and Cale Makar will help defend. Fans thought it was a penalty, but no chance. Natchez, meanwhile, 2-on-2 with McKinnon. Now the Blues get numbers back. Natchez with it. He'll wind it behind the cage. Parayko again reaches to block it away from McKinnon as Robert Thomas brings it back to the neutral zone. We say it almost every night that Taves is the best one-on-one defender in the NHL, and he showed it there as he tracked down Neighbors and then broke it up. Here's Cam Fowler. Near point, centers it for Robert Thomas, shot towards the net, misses stick side of Blackwood, picked up by Natchez. He's got Middlestat screaming ahead. He beats out the icing. Nice job by Casey Middlestat. Centering feed, broken up by the Blues. Back that again by Middlestat, angled off the near side wall. In control is Shillington. Across the Blues line, Shillington holds. The Swede and former Flame knocked up against the boards from his knees, trying to center it, reaching for the puck. Disrupts for a moment as Middlestat tracks back to assist. Blues able to dump it into the Avalanche zone. Parsonen can't clear, right to Holloway. Puck collides to the far side of hash marks, and that's where Falk arrives for St. Louis. Shen working up the boards. Falk at the point, swings it now for Broberg. Skates in the neutral zone, down the wall. Middlestat broke it up, and he sends that perfectly into the Blues end. Avs need to at least try and make changes one by one. It's the long one here in the second period. Broberg towards the net. That misses. Wide of Blackwood. Bolduc now for Broberg. He lost an edge. Plays it off the near side boards as he recovered. Joseph below the goal line in the Avalanche zone. Matthew Joseph for Broberg. He squeaks down the wall, trying to escape Juuso Parsonen. Throws it in front. That's just off a piece of paraphernalia and wide. I'm not sure Blackwood had to make the save. Lumbering to the red line is Juuso Parsonen. Boy, I thought he got there. Linesman Jesse Marquis disagrees. And so it's icing on the Avalanche with 13:40 to go in the second period. The Avalanche continue to lead 1-0. Boy, on second viewing, Blackwood did make that save. It deflected. It wasn't moving very fast, but it still was redirected on target. So Blackwood had to get his right big toe out to make that stop. Face off won by St. Louis. Kicked free, though, by Jonathan Drouin. What a play. And the Avalanche will lob it into the Blues' end. Then it was Parsonen with some heavy lungs. Torbchenko, meanwhile, with the puck for the Blues, gave it away to Jonathan Drouin. 2-on-2 with Miles Wood. Nice play by Drouin to just get it deep so Miles Wood could go to work. Sam Girard, near side half ball, sends it back behind the cage. Ross Colton ran into the net, couldn't get there. Crashing through is Oliver Shillington. Puck is free. Sam Girard lets it rip, walked in front. Blues pick it up. Suter now for Walker. 7 penalty minutes for Nathan Walker back in the first period. 7 minutes gone here in the second. It remains 1-0 Avalanche. No scoring affair in Nashville last night. Appears to be the same so far tonight. Fowler gets it deep. Nobody down low for the Blues. Jack Drury applying pressure, but here's Buchnevich. Centers it. Miles Wood got the stick in the way, and it saved the day for the second time in the period against Jake Neighbors. Wood stays with it, down low, return feed. Again, the Avs have sticks and lanes. It's broken up on the broken stick from Jack Drury, and the Avalanche will send it through the neutral zone. Icing is waved off, and they can get a merciful change. Blues trying to get him caught, but Cale Makar is back, and he escapes, Buchnevich. Makar tripped up, penalty on the Blues. Colorado going on the pins and aces power play. That's an easy one for Francois Saint-Laurent, who you will hear right now.
Place penalty number 89, 2 minutes for hooking.
So it's a hook, not a trip, and the Avalanche will go on the pins and aces power play. Brought to you by Pins and Aces, your source for stylish golf apparel. Either on the course or in the stands, you can stand out with Pins and Aces. Visit pinsandaces.com. Avs will go on the man advantage when we come back. 12:10 to go in the second period in St. Louis. Colorado 1, Blues nothing on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Every morning, we look ahead to what's going to happen with your day.
Our team works relentlessly to make sure we are everywhere for you.
Looking ahead to any potential weather impact days. Traffic updates and breaking news live from the scene to keep you updated. We ask the questions you want asked, and we bring you stories you'll only find on 9 News.
Start with 9 News mornings every day, beginning at 4:30 a.m.
Listen to me, world. Lombardi. We need more sports hate because it's not real hate. I'm not asking for hate. Sports hate is different. It's fake. It's make-believe. It's okay. It's fictional. You just keep it on the field, in the arena. And we need more of it.
Wake up with Brett Kane at 6 a.m. Then it's Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane at 7. Altitude Sports Radio, 92.5.
At KeyBank, we know a small moment like,
Whoa, my kid's got a serious backhand.
Can lead to an even bigger question like,
Tennis campus, how much?
And that's the type of moment where we'll meet you to help you build a savings plan for expenses big and small so your money can make money. Mike, how's that sound?
Sounds like match point.
Sounds like love.
We could serve up tennis puns all day.
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank member FDIC.
You've got the Avalanche on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Like a West Desperados. 12:10 to go in the second period. In St. Louis, Avs have a 1-0 lead over the St. Louis Blues, going with the Pins and Aces power play. Avs had 2 power play goals in that 5-0 win on January 31st. Nathan McKinnon wins his out here back to Phil McCaw. At the half wall, Drouin takes the pass up top, scoots back down the wall, now leaves it for Phil McCaw up top. Even though the St. Louis PK is lower tier, ranking-wise, in the National Hockey League. They had a nice night last night. They killed off both Jets power plays. Winnipeg power play number 1 in the NHL. Trying to go 3 straight without allowing a power play goal for the first time since November 25th to December 3rd. We didn't allow a power play goal in 4 straight. Avs had the puck near side boards. They went into a little bit of trouble. I got by Natchez. Drouin up top for Cale Makar. Over for McKinnon. Now Makar squeezes away from Robert Thomas. Sundquist applying pressure on McKinnon. Now Natchez behind the Blues net. McKinnon in the corner. All the way over for Drouin. And that just hopped away from him. It was the right idea. Drouin would have had a fine opportunity for an uncontested shot on goal, but it got away from him off the boards. And the Blues clear it down ice. 29th ranked PK for the Blues, both at home and overall. McKinnon around Falk. What a move. Nathan McKinnon at the goal line. McKinnon throws it for Natchez. At the circle, Natchez leaves it for McKinnon. Starts to the dot. He lets it go off the chin of Broberg. Now he gets it over to the skates of Natchez. Makar back for Natchez. And you can see how the aggressiveness of the Blues PK was picked up. Completely different than the last time they met. Lekanen down low for McKinnon. That's off of his tape. McKinnon's clear by the Blues. With 22 seconds, go in the man advantage. Blackwood for Taves, right side circle. Second unit out there now for Colorado. Middlestat lines up through the neutral zone across the Wigan note at center ice, dumped in by Ross Colton. All the way over for Sam Girard. Doubles it for Middlestat behind the net. He's pinched against the boards by Cam Fowler. Power play is over. Taves with the puck. Now it's Sam Girard. Taves with Buchnevich behind him. Girard for Jack Drury. And he fans on the one-timer. Tries to get it deep off the boards. Buchnevich probably been the best Blue in this hockey game. Defensively, anyhow, as a forward. Forces that mistake as Fowler will swallow his way around the center circle and hand it off for Nick Leddy. They dump it in left to right. Puck bounces for Ross Colton. He goes backwards for Sam Girard instead of out. That's in the form of Casey Middlestat for Jack Drury. It's barely kicked across center ice before it's brought the other way by Kyrou. 9:30 to go in the second period. Shot from Kyrou, blocked by Sam Girard. Middlestat with the hit. But Holloway picks up the loose puck. Dylan Holloway below the goal line. Wants to wrap around. Backdoor feed is off the mark. Falk with it now. Kyrou, one-timer, blocked in front by Girard. Rebounding score. He was going to take a lucky bounce, and that's exactly what Braden Shen got. It bounced right to him. Avs did the right thing. But Shen gets a late Christmas present. And he gets his first goal in his last 5. Tie hockey game in St. Louis. Kyrou had the one-timer that hit San Gerard in front. And that's the second puck that's hit Gerard, and it bounced to Shen to the left of Mackenzie Blackwood. Shen almost missed. It went off the post and in. And so it's 1-1. So I can say what I couldn't say before. The last two Mackenzie Blackwood wins over the St. Louis Blues had come via the shutout. Matter of fact, his only two wins versus St. Louis, 2-1-1 in his career. The Avalanche are going to have to do it via a different route. It's Logan O'Connor. Underneath for Calvin DeHaan, across center ice, DeHaan for Parker Kelly as an offside.
Assisted by number 25, Jordan Kyrou.
We'll take a timeout. They can't make up their mind down the box tonight. Timeout coordinator is having a tough Sunday. Shots are 12-11 St. Louis. 9:01 to go in the second. Tied at 1 on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Altitude Sports Radio 92.5 has Brett Kane at 6 in the morning.
Playoff Jamal is so fun.
Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane, 7 to 10.
They're going medieval on these fools.
The morning sprint with Coach and Raj from 10 to noon.
2 hours to get through the biggest stories of the day.
PhD, noon to 3.
It's time for Peyton Watson to keep doing what he's doing and take it a step higher.
Kreckman and Lindahl from 3 to 6.
I don't mind seeing a bloody nose for a Vegas Golden Night. I'll take one of those.
Followed by The Blitz.
Tonight.
All Denver sports. Altitude Sports Radio 92.5.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Colorado. There are trucks. Then there's the truck. GMC Sierra. We are professional grade. Well-qualified buyers get 0.9% APR on 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 models. That's an average finance savings of $42.59. See your Colorado GMC dealers. Length of contract limited. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers will not qualify. Savings based on bank rate of 5.64%. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 3/3/25.
This is Casey Middlestat. This is Jonathan Drew. This is Josh Manson.
The Avalanche.
You've got Colorado Avalanche hockey
on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
To go in the second period in St. Louis with Doty, Jordan, and Berto. I'm Connor McGee. It's our pleasure to bring you the Avs and the Blues for the second time this season here on the Altitude Sports Radio Network. Cale Makar set up Devon Taves for a first period goal for Colorado. Kyrou and Falk get the assists on Braden Shen's 12th goal of the season to tie things up for St. Louis here in the second. Shots are 4-3 Blues here in period number 2. Face off to the right of Blackwood. McKinnon will take it against Robert Thomas. McKinnon 6 of 10 from the dot tonight. Make it 7 of 11. This is hoisted through the neutral zone. Parayko settles it down. Blasts it off the far boards. Out of the reach of Buchnevich. And now Taves has it in his own end. Returns it to Makar in his own zone. At the red line, angles it off the wall. Shoveled ahead by Natchez, but turned the other way by Thomas. Taves with the loose puck in the corner. Lobs it over the head of Fowler. Took a bounce on its edge. Natchez trying to win it away from the former Duck. Fowler gave it right to Nathan McKinnon in the corner. Pressure coming. McKinnon has it knocked off his stick, and Neighbors will tap it into the Avalanche zone. The car works back. The car now for McKinnon. He'll connect with Marty Natchez. 2-on-2 to the Blues line. Natchez underneath. Pass for Lehkonen is blocked. Taves back down the wall through Natchez. And now it's Fowler who's scratching and scraping. Natchez trying to get it away from Robert Thomas, who's joined the party. Taves takes it away from Neighbors. Lehkonen down the wall. Taves got it back. McKinnon went to the center of the ice. Nobody went to win the rest of the puck battle, and Thomas will take over as the Avalanche are changing. 7:50 to go in the second period, 1-1. Lehkonen tagged up. Middlestat lets it go. Save made by Binnington, and he's able to reel in the rebound. Thomas knocks over Parsonen after the play, and that stuff drives me absolutely nuts. Parsonen not a threat by any stretch of the imagination to Jordan Binnington, and Thomas knocked him down. Parsonen got tangled up with Binnington a little bit, but didn't require the response from Robert Thomas. Came the 34th St. Louis Blues to score 100. With his 2 goals last night. 7:42 to go in the second period. Avalanche 1 and the Blues 1. Almost a carbon copy of last night in Nashville. Hopefully the result is different. The Avs take a 1-0 lead, and then Nashville tied it up. St. Louis has tied it up here. Girard to the red line. Sends it around. Binnington will slow it up. Plays it up the middle for Nathan Walker. Into the skates of Faksa. He'll backhand it deep. Walensky escaped a hit from Toropchenko. Off the glass, but not out of the zone. Broberg sends it in front. Toropchenko had to go wide. Now it's Falk again. He had the secondary assist on the Blues goal. Centered, knocked down by Drouin. He stays with it, able to get it to the red line, poked backwards. The Blues send it back into the Avalanche zone. Not exactly a 7-up type of second period, not crisp and clean. No caffeine either on board. Here's near side circle. If you're a certain age, you know that reference. In front, Sam Girard will intercept off the boards for Ross Colton. Doesn't have a central option ahead for Miles Wood. He got a touch to it, no icing. Avalanche. Wood on the forecheck. Centers it. And it's Jack Drury with a shot. Rebound by Ross Colton. Save made by Binnington. Goes to cover up the rebound, and he gets the whistle. Excellent shot from Jack Drury. And a rolling rebound for Colton. He couldn't get it into the net. Drury with a great release. Hasn't scored since the Avs loss at the New York Islanders. Colton back-to-back games for Drury on that road trip at Madison Square Garden in front of his Uncle Chris, the GM of the New York Rangers. And then there. 6:13 to go in our second period. Shots 14-12 in favor of the Avalanche. Scores tied at 1. McKinnon again against Thomas. Both top lines are out there. Lehkonen at the slot. Nature's up against the boards. McCarr and Taves behind. McKinnon can't win this one away from Thomas. But it's Fowler who has it stolen by Arturi Lehkonen. Nature's meanwhile can't go up top. Sends it back behind for Lehkonen. Now Nathan McKinnon. He works loose. McCarr all the way over for Taves. He lets it go. High riser. Wide of the net of Binnington. Balls for Neighbors. Connects with Robert Thomas. Boy, it looked like the Blues were offside. No whistle. Shot towards the net. Save made by Blackwood. And Parayko puts it in. We're going to go back and look at this one because I'm not totally convinced that the Blues were onside entering the zone. It was Buchnevich who sent it towards the net. And Blackwood got a piece of it, couldn't hang on to it. And Parayko was able to get there and put it in. Jared Bednar is still looking at his monitor. We have not seen a replay of the zone entry yet. Just of Colton Parayko, who has 2 goals in his last 6 games. There will be no challenge. And the Avalanche, with really a very lax second period, have given up 2 goals. 5:40 to go in it. Shots are 14 apiece. St. Louis leads 2-1. Turnover here, Parker Kelly in front. That shot misses. And now Dylan Holloway Has it stolen by Parker Kelly in the Avalanche zone. So Buchnevich continues his hot streak with a helper. And Robert Thomas now has a 6-game point streak for the Blues. Nathan Walker cherry-picking like George Washington, chopping down the cherry tree at the Avalanche blue line. Will bring it down the boards, leaves it in the corner. Now Toropchenko, who has not scored in 44 games for the St. Louis Blues, loses possession. This is lobbed back to the blue line. And now on the attack is Radek Faksa. Walensky lost an edge. Parsonen now for Middlestead. Tapped ahead. Toropchenko sends it the other way. Faksa now for Walker. Hands it off. Toropchenko even further back for Broberg. Monitored by Jonathan Drouin. Broberg backhands it for Walker. Leaves it for, well, frankly, Casey Middlestead. And he'll clear it for the Avalanche back to center ice. Work to do for Colorado. In control early. Took their foot off the gas. Second night in a row. Four-car pile-up far corner. Fired loose by Holloway. Bumped by Shillington. Drouin digs it out. Right for Malinsky. Off the near side boards. Middlestead can't get there. Kyrou again. Blues have room at center ice. Kyrou storming ahead. Kicks it wide to the left. Holloway is there for St. Louis. Puck is free. Miles Wood trying to track it down. Drury chops at it. Kyrou as well. Goes off the shoulder blade of Cam Fowler, and the Avalanche are able to bail it back into the Blues zone. Wood on Colton Parayko. We've had some defensemen in weird places. Taves for his goal. Parayko for his. All alone, Holloway. Save made by Mackenzie Blackwood, and it's kicked to the wall by the Avalanche. Shen picks up the rebound. Colorado swimming here. Holloway centers it, broken up by Drury off the skate of Ross Colton, and that will glide back into the blue zone. The Avalanche will make the long change, with 3 minutes to go in the second period, down 2-1. Broberg, can't handle it. Lehkonen, McKinnon, and for Natchez. Knocked out of midair by Falk. The car got tied up, able to escape. Both Neighbors and Thomas. This is thrown in on target. No icing for the Avalanche. Bennington playing the puck out to the neutral zone. Neighbors lifts the stick. Almost trying to track it down, but Taves will get there first and swing wide around his own net for the Avalanche. Taves to the red line, near side for Marty Natchez. Again, very picky on the icings tonight. I mean, Taves had that release right at the red line, but they ding him for icing anyhow. 2:26 to go in the second period. 2-1 St. Louis. And the Avalanche have won 5 straight games in this building. See if they can make it 6. Up one by the Blues, but Lehkonen gets there first. Natchez down the near side boards, and this is going to be icing again. But that one was easier to call. Natchez had room to get to the red line, but didn't, so it's back-to-back icings on the Avs, this time with 2:20 to go in the second period. It's 2-1 St. Louis. With the puck's on ice, your beer should be too. Grab a case of Mountain Time, the crisp, crushable premium lager from New Belgium Brewing. Game time means Mountain Time. Loose puck for the Avalanche again. Get to the neutral zone. Here comes Fowler up the middle of the ice. Over for Neighbors. That missed. The car for Natchez. Now Lehkonen at his own blue line. St. Louis has numbers back. Has dump it in. Bennington plays the puck. And right on the money for Robert Thomas. Backhands it down the wall. Blackwood will stop it behind his own net. Sam Girard with it. And for Middlestead. She had a nice game tonight so far as Middlestead. Not on the score sheet yet, but passing the eye test. Bo Duke steals it away. Logan O'Connor on the forecheck trying to win it. There with Kiviranta. 90 seconds to go in the period. Started 1-0 Avalanche, but now it's 2-1 Blues. 5-car pileup, puck not moving inside the St. Louis zone. No whistle either. Now it comes free. Middlestat with it. Wants to go to the point. Now cuts to the circle. Held for a moment. Chopped loose by St. Louis. As have it. Malinsky lets it rip. Blocked in front again. Just like last night in Nashville, Abs having a hard time finding the shooting lanes. Good zone time here. Kiviranta lets it go. Misses short side. Ends up on a tape with Sam Girard far point. Blasts it behind the cage. Hopped over the stick of Middlestat. Trying to get loose. Does. Rolled away from it. Right to Nathan Walker. Puts a sand wedge in the Avalanche zone. Now Malinsky up and not out. Right to Bolduc. And turnover. Bolduc centers it. One-timer. And Blackwood got a piece of it. Shen looking for his second of the period. Over the top. Drouin. Colton, now Malinsky has to get to the red line. Oh, they let that one go. Binnington slows it up. Drouin takes a hit to make a play. Rolls in on Binnington. Kick loose by Ross Colton. Shen ahead for Jordan Kyrou. 14 seconds left. Kyrou to his right and Falk. Thrown in front. They score. 10 seconds left in the second period. Holloway scores for St. Louis, who have scored 3 straight. (3-1) Baghdad's. Innocent enough looking play. Taves got beat to the puck by Falk, who has 2 assists in the period. Threw it in front. And Holloway able to get in front of a back-checking forward and knocks it in for his 17th goal of the season. Probably one of the worst periods the Avs have had in a long time. Letty lets it go over the top. Period 2 is through. The Avalanche have a lot to think about. Started the second period up 1-0. Now they will start the third down 3-1. When we come back, Mark Bertinoli and Jordan Berg will take over in the NHL Tonight studios with the intermission report. Scores from around the world of sports. Because we don't have any highlights, we'll have the third period for you live from Enterprise Center in 18 minutes' time. After 40 minutes of play in Missouri, more like misery. Blues 3, Avalanche 1 on the Altitude Sports Radio Network. McKinnon all the way over for Cale Makar. Takes it back from McKinnon. Lets it go for Middlestat. Toward the net. Drouin. That's a goal.
Your Avalanche intermission report is next. Tough, man. On the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane.
Vic, did the Detroit Pistons hate the Chicago Bulls?
Oh my God, they wanted to kill each other.
Did the Philadelphia 76ers hate the Boston Celtics?
End of story. One of the drawbacks to today's NBA is how buddy-buddy everybody is, right?
Yeah. I hate a lot of people in the NBA.
Wake up with Brett Kane at 6 a.m. Then it's Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane at 7. Altitude Sports Radio, 92.5.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Colorado.
Hey, Avalanche fans. Aluminum is the most recycled packaging material on Earth. Which means every time you recycle a ball aluminum can, it gets to come back for every nail biter, every triumph for the ages, and all the great moments to come. Ball is the official sustainability partner of the Colorado Avalanche. So join the recycling revolution. The future is in your hands. Recycle it.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, Jew. May your team be great and your picks be true. And if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, Jew. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, Jew. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc.
That's it, man. That's it, man. No more.
Colorado Avalanche hockey.
I like our start, boys. I love our start.
This is your Avalanche Intermission Report.
Sharp physically, sharp mentally. We are going to have success.
Avalanche Intermission on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Today's Avalanche game is brought to you by Intermountain Healthcare, helping people live the healthiest lives possible. Welcome along with Jordan Berg. I'm Mark Bertinoli, coming to you live from studios here in Denver. And after 2 periods of hockey, the St. Louis Blues have taken a 3-1 lead over the Colorado Avalanche. The Blues scored 3 straight there in the second period. Coming up here in your intermission report, we'll tell you about everything else that's going on in the NHL. It's a busy day, and we've got a lot of goals being scored tonight. So we'll tell you about it. We've got some NBA games and some college hoops. But first, let's check out the highlights from this one. Let's head all the way back to the first period. And the first goal of this game, it was Devon Taye's 7th of the season, and it was a milestone for Cale Makar.
Ryan Suter with the puck. At center ice, banks it off the near window. Cale Makar slaps up the far wall. Nature's waiting. Into the path of Nathan McKinnon. Has his stick lifted. Able to get it back anyhow. McKinnon. Now for Devon Taves. Lekanen. Further along for Natchez. Kicks it to his stick. Natchez centers it off the pad of Binnington and rattles to the corner. Lekanen up top for Cale Makar. Sends it towards the net. Tip. Score! Oh, hail Cale! It's a Devon Taves goal, but Cale Makar will pick up the assist, and he's the first defenseman in franchise history to get to 400 points. Taves there with the tip. Cale Makar with point number 400, and he joins even more rare air when it comes to offensive milestones from the blue line. Cale Makar and Devon Taves link up to give the Avalanche a 1-0 lead with 12:11 to go in the first period.
Taser from Makar and Lekanen at 7:49 to give the Avs the 1-0 lead, and Cale Makar becomes the 3rd fastest defenseman in NHL history to reach 400 points. Bobby Orr, Paul Coffey, and Cale Makar, and the Avs looking good after the first period of hockey. So to the second period we go, and midway through the middle frame, the Blues equalize.
9:30 to go in the second period. Shot from Kyrou, blocked by Sam Girard. Middlestat with a hit. Holloway picks up the loose puck. Dylan Holloway below the goal line. Wants to wrap around. Backdoor feed is off the mark. Falk with it now. Kyrou, one-timer, blocked in front by Girard. Rebound and score. He was going to take a lucky bounce, and that's exactly what Braden Shen got. It bounced right to him. Avs did the right thing, but Shen gets a late Christmas present, and he gets his first goal in his last 5. Tie hockey game in St. Louis.
Braden Shen, 10:45 in the second, and the game is tied at 1. But 4 minutes later, the Blues take their first lead of the contest.
All the way over for Taves. He lets it go. High riser, wide of the net of Binnington. Balls for Neighbors. Connects with Robert Thomas. Boy, it looked like the Blues were offside. No whistle. Shot towards the net. Save made by Blackwood. And Parayko puts it in. We're going to go back and look at this one because I'm not totally convinced that the Blues were onside entering the zone. It was Buchnevich who sent it towards the net, and Blackwood got a piece of it, couldn't hang on to it, and Parayko was able to get there and put it in. Jared Bednar is still looking at his monitor. We have not seen a replay of the zone entry yet. There will be no challenge. And the Avalanche, with really a very lax second period, have given up 2 goals.
Parayko gets his 13th of the season at 14-13. St. Louis goes on top 2-1. And it looked like that's where we were going to stand after 2 periods of hockey. But with just seconds to go, St. Louis gets their third of the frame.
Shen ahead for Jordan Kyrou. 14 seconds left. Kyrou to his right and Falk. Thrown in front, they score. 10 seconds left in the second period. Holloway scores for St. Louis, who have scored 3 straight. 3-1 Baghdad's. Innocent enough looking play. Taves got beat to the puck by Falk, who has 2 assists in the period. Threw it in front, and Holloway able to get in front of a back-checking forward and knocks it in for his 17th goal of the season. Probably one of the worst periods the Avs have had in a long time.
Holloway, 1950. And St. Louis with the 3-1 lead after 2 periods of hockey right now. Blues out shooting the Avs 17-16. Face-off win percentage, 58.8 for the Blues, 41.2 for the Avs. And the Avalanche 0 for 1 on the man advantage. St. Louis on top of Colorado, 3-1 after 2. We'll continue with your second intermission report after break right here on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Altitude Sports Radio 92.5 has Brett Kane at 6 in the morning.
Playoff Jamal is so fun.
Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane, 7 to 10.
They're going medieval on these fools.
The morning sprint with Coach and Raj from 10 to noon.
2 hours to get through the biggest stories of the day.
PhD, noon to 3.
It's time for Peyton Watson to keep doing what he's doing and take it a step higher.
Kreckman and Lindahl from 3 to 6.
I don't mind seeing a bloody nose for a Vegas Golden Knight. I'll take one of those.
Followed by The Blitz.
Tonight.
All Denver sports. Altitude Sports Radio 92.5.
Consistently delivering context around Colorado's most important stories. With journalism built on accuracy and fairness. Alexandra Lewis, Kyle Clark, Kim Christensen. Experienced and working to earn your trust every weeknight. Plus, a reliable look ahead of the weather from 9 News Weather Impact Team Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin. End your day with the team on 9 News at 9 and 10.
Hey Avalanche fans, aluminum is the most recycled packaging material on Earth. Which means every time you recycle a Ball aluminum can, it gets to come back for every nail biter, every triumph for the ages, and all the great moments to come. Ball is the official sustainability partner of the Colorado Avalanche. So join the recycling revolution. The future is in your hands. Recycle it.
The daughter of an electrical engineer, Leslie Bailey's dad told her that she should learn a trade. Even though she waited until her 40s, she switched careers and became a union electrician. She loves the freedom to travel and work in other states or countries and says the feeling of belonging to something bigger than yourself is amazing.
I'm Leslie Bailey. I am the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, IBEW. Come join us.
Go online at IBEW68.com.
Avalanche intermission continues now on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Avalanche Hockey is brought to you by Ball Corporation. All in for the Avs. Aluminum, all in. Welcome back. Avalanche trailed the Blues 3-1 after 2 periods of hockey there in St. Louis. Before I tell you what's going on in the NHL today and tonight, let's pause for station identification, brought to you by Burke Simpson on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
The biggest games in the world.
Ovechkin fires. He scores!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
NHL returned from the Four Nations break with a ton of games yesterday, and they got a ton of games tonight. 14 games yesterday, 10 games today. We've already got, 3 finals, 2 finals right now, and they look like this. The Washington Capitals hosting the Edmonton Oilers, and Alex Ovechkin went crazy.
Right side toward McMichael. Second unit here. Chikrin up top. Looking to Ovechkin. One-timer. He scores! He does it again! 2 goals on the day for Alex Ovechkin. 881.
He is 14 away from all-time record status. It's 4-1 Washington.
Our thanks to the Capitals Radio Network. But wait, there's more.
Connor McDavid still without a shot on goal today with 2:40 to go in the third period. And a puck that comes to Ovechkin. He scores. He did it. He did it. It's a hat trick for Ovechkin. Ty Emberson's stick broke on the center point shot attempt. And Ovechkin with a hat trick. It's 8:82. And the Capitals lead it 7-3. You gotta be here to believe it.
Ovechkin with the hat trick. He is 13 away from breaking Wayne Gretzky's record, and the Capitals hammer the Oilers 7-3. The Rangers were in Pittsburgh taking on the Penguins. It was a tie game after one and a close game after the second, but the Blue Shirts took control.
Rangers with the puck in their own zone. Pittsburgh trying to get something going on their forecheck. Chopped away from Achari. Rangers break out 3-on-2 if they hurry. Fox settling down a puck mid-slot. Fires. Scores! Adam Fox buries it from between the circles, and the Rangers have a 4-3 lead.
Our thanks to the Rangers Radio Network. New York would tack on a late one from this guy.
Crosby wins the face-off to Carlson. Left point, 15 seconds. Carlson looking to the back door, zips a pass through Hayes. Rangers get to it. Jimmy Vesey up ahead for JT Miller, and he buries it into the empty net to put this one away. 5-3 Rangers.
JT Miller scored twice, and the Rangers win it 5-3. Games going on right now. The Red Wings and the Ducks are heading to the third period in Detroit, and the Red Wings have a 4-2 lead in that one. The Tampa Bay Lightning scored the only goal in this game with the Kraken, and they're on top 1-0. Heading to the third period. Devils with a 3-0 lead over the Predators in Nashville. The Chicago Blackhawks are on top of the Toronto Maple Leafs after one period. It's 1-0 Blackhawks. Tara Vinen gets his 13th of the season, and the Dallas Stars have just scored to take a 1-0 lead over the Islanders. They are midway through the first period in that game. Over in the NBA, 3 finals. Celtics beat the Knicks 118-105. The Golden State Warriors hammer the Dallas Mavericks 126-102. And the Indiana Pacers hosting the LA Clippers. The Nuggets will be in Indiana tomorrow night to face the Pacers. The Pacers got a 129-111 win over the Clippers. In our game, the Blues lead the Avs 3-1 after 2. Connor McGahey with the third period next on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
The only thing better than a cold, crisp, crushable beer? One that's certified carbon neutral, baby. Meet Mountain Time, the beer that makes it easy to look good, feel good, and do good for the planet. That's what we in the biz call a win-win-win. Plus, it's made by New Belgium, right here in our backyard. So I guess that's a win-win-win-win. So cheers to that. Mountain Time Lager, a proud partner of the Colorado Avalanche, and people who like to win-win-win-win while drinking a cold one.
NFL free agency begins on March 12th.
You talking about the draft? You talking about free agency? Is that what we're talking about?
Will the Broncos make any splash moves?
The land of desperation, free agency?
Are you paying for what the player was or for the player you're going to get?
Or will they address all their needs in the draft?
It's a thin draft board and not a very good class of free agents. So
follow the conversation and breaking news here.
Denver needs a #1 pass catcher and a tight end.
Altitude Sports Radio, 92.5.
You better get it right.
Hey, Avalanche fans, aluminum is the most recycled packaging material on Earth, which means every time you recycle a Ball aluminum can, it gets to come back for every nail biter, every triumph for the ages, and all the great moments to come. Ball is the official sustainability partner of the Colorado Avalanche. So join the recycling revolution. The future is in your hands. recycle it.
Hey everyone, Adney and Verk here to talk about our great podcast, NHL Unscripted with Verk and Demers.
Jason Demers here. After playing 700 NHL games, it turns out I have an opinion or two. Whoever's saying trade one of them, you don't know anything about hockey. I'm on the bandwagon. I'm rooting for this team. With new guests every week, we will talk about hockey and more.
Can't wait till you watch the movie because it's the biggest award of her career.
He went into the cheetah exhibit, and the cheetah took a piece out of him, and he came into the ring the next day.
Tune in to NHL Unscripted with Verk and Demers, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
X-Goal changes everything here. Don't turn down his shot, eh? He gets scored on in bunches.
Colorado Avalanche hockey.
Who's going to answer the bell?
It's time for the third period.
We are going on the hunt.
You don't sit back on these guys, and you just keep playing till the buzzer sounds, all right?
Here's the voice of the Avalanche, Connor McGahey, on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Start of the third period at Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri. The Avalanche trail the St. Louis Blues by a score of 3-1. The third period of Avs hockey brought to you by the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey Tullamore Dew. When it's game time, it's Tully time. The Avs had a 1-0 lead at the start of the second period. They now trail 3-1. The last goal scored by Dylan Holloway. Game with 10 seconds to go in the second period. So quite the mountain to climb for the Avalanche, who have had a tough time scoring goals on the back end of the Four Nations tournament. But not the only team that's been the case. The Edmonton Oilers really get showed up by the Philadelphia Flyers yesterday, the Washington Capitals today. For scoring goals left and right. Again, teams that didn't really have any representation, especially Americans and Canadians of the Four Nations. It's different. Lose one of those teams except for Bennington, obviously. Thomas back to the point. Fowler will slap it deep. Blues going left to right here in the third period. The Avalanche in white, burgundy, and blue the opposite direction. Thomas dispossessed. This is plinkoed off the wall, and it's going to turn into a shot on goal. Stick save made by Bennington. Fowler gets to the red line, wrists it around right to left. Malinsky leaves it. Shen with it now. Behind the cage, Kyrou out in front as Holloway got turned around. Falk keeps it alive. 2 assists for him in the hockey game. Kyrou lets it go. Save made by Blackwood with Shen sprawling in front, and whistle blows 58 seconds into our third period. 3-1 St. Louis. Today's Avalanche game brought to you by your local Colorado Buick GMC dealers. Jack Drury on the faceoff against Braden Shen. He's asked to leave, and he's wondering why. It's an age-old thing that if the players don't know what they do wrong for a face-off, then you have a problem. Draw is one. Malinsky trying to get away from Dylan Holloway. Centering feed broken up by Falk. He'll lob it into the Avalanche zone below the goal. Scuttlebutt amongst people in the press box. Second intermission, he said, boy, this is boring hockey game to watch, and that's been the case with teams that play the Avalanche. They want to slow it down and bore it up. We complain about it on a nightly basis. Boring but effective. Holloway at the blue line off the wall. You wish every night could be Oilers' ads, frankly. Bolduc, stick handling far side half wall. Lines it around to the near corner. Walker overstepped. Natchez now for Calvin DeHaan. 2-on-2 with Kiviranta, but it's time for a change. So DeHaan will get to the red line and send it behind Bennington. Leddy is there. Pressure coming from Parker Kelly. It's off the heel of a stick, and it goes right to Sundqvist. Blues getting the bounces, that's for sure. Walker now for Bolduc. Behind the zone for Leddy. Now Suter. Saucers it behind the net. Bolduc overskated. Kelly pokes at it. Logan O'Connor. Into the path of Parker Kelly. Couldn't handle it. Leddy there first. Able to escape Kelly. Off to Dasher, swung at by Wood. That misses, but Taves has it again for the Avalanche. Cale Makar powers to the red line, now into the blue zone. Makar, a shot blocked. He's got it back. Makar holding to the point. Taves all the way over for Casey Middlestat. Centers it for Cale Makar. Has the stick knocked out of his hands. It bounced 3 times, and he was able to pick it back up. Now he blocks the headman pass from the Blues and gets it to Casey Middlestat. Cale Makar does it all. Reaching for it is Parson, and boy, I thought he got a touch to that. He didn't complain, so I won't. Icing on the Avalanche. 2:57 into the third period here in St. Louis. Blues scored 3 straight in the second to take a 3-1 lead. Yeah, it's kids' night at Enterprise Center, in case you're wondering. They're just not randomly playing the theme song to SpongeBob SquarePants. Here comes Middlestat, lets it go, blocked by Parayko to the corner. Rebound picked up by Thomas through his leg, with Buchnevich for Neighbors. Sam Girard behind his own net. Down Drouin out-dueled by Thomas. He loses an edge, so Drouin has it back. Now Parsonen at the red line. Him and Casey Middlestat occupying the same piece of real estate. Comes in by Parsonen, and it's easy possession for Cam Fowler. He strides through the neutral zone, hands it off. Shot on target, save made Blackwood. Now Fowler leaves it, Avs back to control. Drouin tried to clear, failed. Shot from Falk, tipped by Toropchenko. Rebound from Middlestat. Avs are doing that one-touch pass at their own blue line, and they've turned it over 3 times in a row now. Walker, hugged by Malinsky. Puck is free. Middlestat trying to escape Foxa. Foxa has it. Wraparound drive. Bounces wide. Toropchenko with it in the corner. Up top. Falk lets it go. Tipped on again. Save made Blackwood. Avs have had multiple chances to get it out of their zone, and now they're hemmed in. Falk at the near point. Broberg from distance. Save made Blackwood. Bouncing puck. Errant feed from the Blues. Drouin back with it, and he scoops it across the blue line, and the Avs get a break. Hit thrown on Foxa by Ross Colton, and he gives the business to Toropchenko, too. McKinnon just off the bench for the Avs as he flies through center ice. Gets to the red line, dumps it around Binnington. Lehkonen crashing through. Avs just need one to start the flow here, but this game has not exactly had a ton of that. Lehkonen gloves it down, all the way for Cale Makar, below the goal line in his own zone. 5 minutes into the third period, Avs need 2 to tie. Blues had the lead on Winnipeg here last night. Tying goal came with 28 seconds left in the third period. Avs give it away. Kyrou through center ice, broken up by Cale Makar. Knocked it away from Holloway. Taves scooches backwards behind his own net, shrugs off the former Oiler. Now Marty Necas ramps up through center ice. Necas trying to dump it in, but it was knocked down by Suter. Lucky play there by Suter. Now Thomas on the counterattack, near side half wall, lobs it behind the cage. Tipped in front, Shillington lost an edge. He battles Neighbors, puck to the point, and Leddy takes the shot. Slap pass in front for Thomas. That's knocked aside. Necas through center ice. Nice little piece of stick work by Miles Wood to collect that on the backhand. He'll send it over the head of Binnington. Puck stays in the corner. Necas can't do anything with it. And it's hoisted back into the Avalanche end by the Blues. Both teams will change. 13:50 and ticking to go in the third period. Not a lot of stoppages. Not a lot of chances for the Avalanche. Climb back in, Girard. Now Malinsky. Parsonen. He gives it up. Brought back in by the Blues. Bolduc, who's stick handling in his own zone. Now Parker Kelly steals it away from him. O'Connor looking for help as Parsonen is in front. Dug loose, and Holloway will put it back into the Avalanche line. Bolduc is shrugged aside by Sam Girard. Kelly, now for Malinsky, across the Avalanche blue line, left side circle as personnel changes are made. Nathan McKinnon back on the ice. Here's Ross Colton blazing down the near wing. Colton, wraparound try, throws it in front and hit the side of the net. Blues can't clear. Lekkinen back for DeMonte. It's over for Cale Makar. He holds, he shoots. Glove save made by Binnington. And he'll hang on. 12:57 to go in the third period. We'll take a timeout. It remains Blues 3, Avs 1 on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Altitude Sports Radio 92.5 has Brett Kane at 6 in the morning.
Playoff Jamal is so fun.
Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane 7 to 10.
They're going medieval on these fools.
The morning sprint with Coach and Raj from 10 to noon.
2 hours to get through the biggest stories of the day.
PhD noon to 3.
It's time for Peyton Watson to keep doing what he's doing and take it a step higher.
Kreckman and Lindahl from 3 to 6.
I don't mind seeing a bloody nose for a Vegas Golden Night. I'll take one of those.
Followed by The Blitz.
Tonight.
All Denver sports. Altitude Sports Radio 92.5.
America's favorite tea made a hard iced tea?
Obviously.
And it's brewed with real Lipton tea?
Obviously.
Try a refreshing Lipton hard iced tea, whether you need to cool off at a pool party or beat the heat at the next barbecue. Visit your local liquor store or grocery store to pick up a variety pack of our 4 flavors: lemon, peach, strawberry, and half and half.
Introducing Lipton Hard Iced Tea with 5% alcohol. Your cup of hard tea. Legal 21 plus, contains alcohol. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024. The Sunrise Brewing Company, Rochester, New York. Flavored malt beverages does not contain distilled spirits.
Over for McKinnon. He scores!
Hey, Avs faithful. Altitude Plus is the place to stream Avalanche games, and it's available now. Stream live broadcasts, plus pre- and post-game coverage, full episodes of Altitude Sports Originals, and more.
Car drive. He scores! Oh, hail Kale!
Visit AltitudePlus.com to subscribe today. Altitude Plus, your streaming home of the Colorado Avalanche.
The Avalanche on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
.57 to go in the third period. Enterprise Center in St. Louis. The Avalanche trail the Blues by a score of 3-1. With Doty, Aaron, Jordan, and Berto. I'm Connor. Thanks for being with us here on a Sunday. As trying to not get swept on the road back-to-back. Losing 2-1. Yesterday in Nashville, down 3-1. Here today versus the Blues. They had a 1-0 lead in both games. Cale Makar hands that into the point, 2-on-1. St. Louis the other way. Buchnevich. Oh, what a save made by Blackwood. And Neighbors is snake bit. Holy Mackenzie. Jake Neighbors, the 26th overall pick in 2020, has no points in his last 6 and no goals in his last 9. A great look as Buchnevich set him up. Neighbors went to the backhand. Along the ice, tried to go 5-hole. And the left pad of Mackenzie Blackwood made the stop. 12:47 to go in the third period. Despite mistakes, it remains 3-1 St. Louis. Thomas is asked to lead the face-off circle. McKinnon will stay in for the Avalanche. Buchnevich will take it for the Blues. Puck is down, won by McKinnon. Taves off the window and out. Parayko in the neutral zone. Fumbled it for a moment. Past Colton. Taves again into the skates of Arturi Lekkinen. Underneath for Ross Colton. He holds up. Now Nathan McKinnon on the pass. Trying to go 5-0 on Binnington. And he makes another stop. Colton, who's been elevated to this top line as Jared Bednar has shifted things around here in the third period. Got a little bit of jump there with Nathan McKinnon. This is tipped on Blackwood. He'll make the stop. 12:19 to go in the third period. 3-1 in favor of the Blues. Haven't really had a big hit in this game, but when we do, it's the hard hit of the game. Brought to you by Lipton Hard Iced Tea, America's favorite tea. Made a hard iced tea, obviously. Pick up a variety pack today at your favorite liquor store or grocery store. Face off to the right of Blackwood, right side of the ice. Middlestat, Natchez, and Drouin. Off the boards, Drouin got a touch to it, but it's before the red line, icing on the Avalanche. 12:11 to go in the third period. Down by 2. Any rebroadcast of this game is strictly prohibited without the written consent of the Avalanche or National Hockey League. Berg Simpson Injury Lawyers reminds you that when the game is on the line, call 303-790-2525. If you've been injured, contact Berg Simpson. Good lawyers, changing lives. Face-off won by St. Louis. Broberg, far side half wall, lobs it towards the net. Kick free by Shillington. Turned it over. Blues to the point. Let's get it back. Middlestat again. Colorado trying that no-look backhand pass at their own blue line, gave it away, and now Nature's trying to work his way through traffic at the Blues line. Puck is stolen and lobbed back in by the home side. Girard avoids a hit up the near side boards, got off by Shen. Centering feed, Shillington can't get there, kept in by Broberg. Holloway already has the goal. He shot off an ankle wide to the corner. Full cued by Sam Girard, can't get it up and out. Kyrou has it stolen by Middlestat. Girard again. Into the path to Shillington. Up the middle for Jonathan Drouin. Can't sneak through Broberg. Now it's Natchez for Middlestat. Lines it underneath for Calvin DeHaan. Middlestat back for DeHaan. Out of his reach, and the Avalanche regroup in the neutral zone. Natchez will tag up. DeHaan brings it ahead, looking for a shot. Lets it go. Glove save made by Binnington. And he'll hang on with 11-11. Make a wish. I know what I wish for. What do you wish for? To go in the third period. Shots are 24-20 in favor of the Blues, who lead 3-1. Shots are 7-3 St. Louis here in the third period. In a game that the Avalanche are down by 2. Murray trying to win the draw. Puck goes laterally against the boards. Sundqvist behind the net for Suter. Up and on out, kept alive by Malinsky. Sends it all the way around. DeHaan is there. Keeps it himself. Tries to center it. That's blocked by Sundqvist. And the Blues counterattack. Bolduc pokes it down the near boards. Toropchenko shouldered by Kiviranta. Now it's Bolduc behind the net. Trying to stick handle away from Sam Malinsky. Drury swats at the puck. Malinsky with it now. Scoops it ahead. Glove down by Kiviranta. And he backhands it into the blue zone. So the Avalanche can change. With 10:32 to go in the third period, down 3-1. This is tipped by Miles Woods and no icing on St. Louis. Blackwood hits it on the tee for Oliver Shillington. He's only 2 points of the season. Came in the same game, goal and an assist in Florida back in November. Wood overskated the puck, trying to get it back, does. Sends it to the far point, Shillington there. Returns to sender. But Miles Wood wasn't in the trapezoid behind Binnington. Puck back to center. Boy, Sam Girard just took a punch to the face from Holloway. Kyle Raymond, the referee, was looking the other way. That wasn't very nice. I saw it, though. Colton tries to stick handle through Falk. Gave it away. Up the middle. Neighbors. Backhander. Glove save made by Blackwood. And Neighbors looks to the sky. We'll take a timeout. 9:41 to go in the third. More chances for the Blues than the Avs. St. Louis leads 3-1 on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Hey, it's Francisco from Rhinehouse, and let's get this straight. It takes balls to play bocce.
That's because bocce is lawn bowling.
Right. Okay. At Rhinehouse, we're all about the fun of bocce and great German-style food, and I've got the wieners to prove it.
Hang on. You mean sausages?
Right again.
Oh, boy.
All your favorite German delights here at Rhinehouse.
I do love those huge pretzels.
Let me cook something up for you.
Rhinehouse, close to Ball Arena on 14th and Market.
Hey, everyone. Adney and Burke here to talk about our great podcast, NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers.
Jason Demers here. After playing 700 NHL games, it turns out I have an opinion or two. Whoever's saying trade one of them, you don't know anything about hockey. I'm on the bandwagon. I'm rooting for this team. With new guests every week, we will talk about hockey and more.
Can't wait till you watch the movie because it's the biggest award of her career.
He went into the cheetah exhibit. The cheetah took a piece out of him, and he came into the ring the next day.
Tune in to NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Listen to me, world. Lombardi. We need more sports hate because it's not real hate. I'm not asking for hate. Sports hate is different. It's fake. It's make-believe. It's okay. It's fictional. You just keep it on the field, in the arena. And we need more of it.
Wake up with Brett Brett Kane at 6 a.m. Then it's Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane at 7. Altitude Sports Radio, 92.5.
It's the Avalanche on the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
.41 to go in the third period in St. Louis. The Blues have a 3-1 lead over the Colorado Avalanche, who took a 1-0 lead back in the first period. Cale Makar making some history with his 400th career point and assist on the 7th goal of the season for Devon Taves, which is the first road goal of the season for Devon Taves. He had not scored a goal away from Ball Arena yet this season until today. Makar gloves it down. Lehkonen at the deep slot. Taves, speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Has the puck in the corner behind the net for Ross Colton, trying to escape the Blues, but he can't. Robert Thomas takes the puck, tipped by Neighbors back to the Avalanche line. Vucinovic keeping an eye on Cale Makar, who swats the puck off the far wall. Lehkonen, and now Nathan MacKinnon keeps it himself, trying to get around Parayko. MacKinnon throws it through the crease, and it's off a stick and off the fingertips of Lehkonen and cleared again by the Blues. Less than 9 minutes to go in the third period. Avs need 2 to tie. Makar down the boards. Drury trying to get there. Muscled aside by Suter. Blues up the wall, not out. DeHaan keeps it alive. Tipped towards the net. Save made by Binnington. Drury knocked over. Holloway with the puck in neutral ice. Good stick there by Marty Necas. Now it's Drury. Back for Necas at the far circle. He throws on the brakes, looking for help at the half wall. Throws it towards the net. Blocked by Suter. And the Avs are able to get it back. Malinsky walking the blue line. He lets it go. Misses over the left shoulder of Binnington. Puck straight up in the air. Good work by DeHaan to get it back. He shovels it behind the cage. Drury with it. Checked down by Suter. Kiviranta now for Necas. Joel Kiviranta. Out-dueled there. Malinsky lets it fly. Wide stick side this time of Binnington. Now DeHaan again. Good cycle time here for the Avalanche. And this newly made line of Drury. Now Miles Wood and Marty Necas. DeHaan. Near side it's Necas again. Centering feed off his skate. Play goes back for Malinsky. Lets it go. And it's a save made by Binnington. As a couple Blues were in front. And they'll saucer it into the Avalanche end. Tipped by Necas. Miles Wood. They say that's offside. 7:39 to go in the third period. Shots 25 to 21 in favor of the Blues. 8-5 here in the third period. They lead 3-1. Neutral zone faceoff. Middlestat, Wood, and Drouin. Shillington and Santorari. Off won by St. Louis. Falk off the boards. Tapped by Bolduc. Blackwood took a little bit of a hit there from Toropchenko. That wasn't nice either. Sundqvist off the near boards. Behind the net, reaching for it is Shillington. Middlestat picks it up. Bolduc will cut him off. Puck is free. Slowly moving its way up the far side boards. Drouin digs at it. Slashes it to the near wall. Wood checked aside by Falk. Shillington gets it back. Sends it into the neutral zone. Tapped ahead by Broberg. Toropchenko gets it deep for St. Louis. 7 minutes to go in the third period. 3-1 Blues. 3 straight goals in the second. Gerard. Into the path of Parson. Again, St. Louis doing what a lot of teams have done to the Avalanche lately and just standing 3 and 4 guys on the blue line. Avs have to find a way around it. Gerard backwards for DeHaan. Parsonen will backhand it in. Binnington with it. Tries to play it out, does. And now Walker will give it right to DeHaan. Backwards in his own zone. 6:15 to go in the third period. Kelly down the boards for Parsonen. Pass is incomplete. Boxa gave it right to DeHaan. Parsonen now. Puck doesn't settle. As able to keep it alive. Binnington. Punched by Nathan MacKinnon. Fans want to call. Not sure why. Binnington came out to play the puck. Mess with the bull, son, you're going to get the horns. O'Connor behind the net. Ross Colton back to the point to Hahn. O'Connor going off for a change. Malinsky now for Colton. He's got a free shot on target, deflected. And it's a save made by Bennington again. Lekanen down the boards. And it's knocked down by Nathan Walker. Again, sandwich into the Avalanche zone. Shrugged off by Hahn. Had a good third period. All the way over for Lekanen. Centers it. Colton can't get there. Taves neither. Buchnevich. Holloway. Toe drag. Warded off by Nathan McKinnon. Now he lets it go. Tipped by Thomas Wide. Is that a Vuvuzela? McKinnon. Colton. Gets to the red line. Sends it in. Bennington knocks it down. Cut off by McKinnon. Save made by Bennington off his humorous, and behind the net, there's nothing funny about it. McKinnon works it free into space for Sam Girard. He lets it fly short side. He missed. Bennington didn't get a piece of that one. 4:40 to go in the third period. Avs with a couple more chances, but nothing doing yet. Girard lays it down the near side board. Shen gets there first for the Blues. Girard cut it off. Checked down to the ice by Falk. St. Louis with it. And this is going to be icing on the Blues as looked like Kyrou lost an edge. Didn't touch the puck. 4:22 to go in the third period. Faceoff will be, I believe, to the right of Jordan Binnington. Left side of the ice. St. Louis finishes up their 6-game homestand here on Tuesday versus the Kraken. 1-game road trip to Washington. Then they have the Kings at home for one. And then they take the very strange road trip of Dallas day off, Kings day off, back-to-back Ducks Kings. Face off won by the Avs. Wood. Malinsky lets it go. Save made. Bennington rebound to the half wall. The championship game of the Four Nations has awoken Jordan Binnington. 24 saves on 25 shots here versus the Avs. Drury down the wall. He holds up. He's hooked by Kyrou. No call. Avs have only had one power play this hockey game. Malinsky combines with Middlestat to get it into the zone, but not very deep. It's split by Bolduc back into the Avalanche end. Settled down by Middlestat. Runs over Foxa. Shillington with the puck. 3:38 to go in the third. Shillington under the backhand to Logan O'Connor. He'll rifle it around left to right. Roberg chops it in. Blocked by Kiviranta. Puck loose in the corner. Kiviranta lost an edge. Now Walker will slice it ahead for Toropchenko. Shadowed by Logan O'Connor down the far boards. They spin loose in the corner. Toropchenko with it. Centering feed off an Avalanche stick. And it rattles back into the Avalanche end with 3:09 to go in the third period. 2-goal lead for the Blues. Hahn, Kelly. Lekanen. This is shoveled in by the Avalanche, but it's icing. 2:59 to go in the third period. St. Louis 3 and the Avalanche 1. We invite you to stay tuned after the game for the Ball Corporation postgame show with Birdo and Bird. All in for the Avs. Aluminum all in. Thomas against Parker Kelly for the faceoff. Taves McCarr, Lekanen, and Marty Necas. Faceoff won by St. Louis. Letty for Buchnevich. He lets it go, and it's blocked by his own teammate Neighbors in front. Parker Kelly one-hands it backwards, held by Neighbors. Necas, the near wall, and Devon Taves has the only goal for the Avalanche. Colorado has not had a forward score goal on the weekend. Sam Malinsky last night. And now Devon Taves here today. McKinnon now for Lekanen. The car lets it go. Save made by Binnington. Almost looked like it went in. Net is empty for the Avalanche. McKinnon with it. Up top for Taves. Over for McCarr. 2:18 to go in regulation. McCarr now for Jonathan Drouin. Back up top for McCarr. Head fakes Buchnevich. Back for Drouin. McCarr has it again at the point. Walking the blue line, Taves. To the near circle, and Nathan McKinnon wants the slot pass, not available. Back up top for Taves. Skates on the blue line. Returns it to McKinnon. Robert Thomas and his smoked shield get in the way and tip it into the screen with 1:59 to go in the third period. A 2-goal lead for the Blues. A net empty for the Avalanche. I don't think either coach is going to take a timeout here. There's a loose glove down in the Avalanche end. It belongs to a Colorado player, namely Parker Kelly. Big draw here for Nathan McKinnon. 10 of 18 tonight. Can't win it. Avs have it, though. Turning and firing his Nate just didn't miss by much. McCarr cleans up far point. Now for Taves. Down the near boards, McKinnon. All the way over for Jonathan Drouin. Back up top for McCarr. He holds. He lets it go. Blocked in front by Natchez. And now Drouin returns it to the point of McCarr again. Angles it to the bottom of the circle. All the way over. One-timer save made by Binnington on the one-timer from Drouin. What a setup by the Avalanche. Turnover St. Louis. Taves for Nathan McKinnon. Patiently waits for the puck to settle down. Fake Sundqvist. Now gets it to Marty Natchez. 86 seconds to go in regulation. McKinnon a shot. Blocked. Going to stay in the rank. Kick loose by Natchez. Hacked at by Parayko. Gloved down by McCarr. Lines it for Devon Taves as they switch spots. McCarr at the deep slot. McKinnon. Back for McCarr. He holds. He winds. He fires. Tipped wide by Drouin again. Taves has it chopped away, but it goes right to Nathan McKinnon. McKinnon holding. McCarr. He's got room. He misses high glove side on Binnington. Minute to go in the period. McKinnon. McCarr again at the deep slot. Down to the corner and Drouin. As can't get into the net front. Behind the net, Natchez. Into the pie slice in the circle. Natchez up top for McCarr. Lets it go. Save made. Binnington. Taves knocks it out of midair. Rebound is there for Drouin. Pops up again. Shen picks it up for the Blues. Checked up against the boards. Drouin to the point. Cale Makar 35 seconds to go. Cale Makar winds and fires. Blocked by Sundqvist. And it's cleared back across the red line. Blues are gassed. They need a change. Avs are going to tag up. Here comes McKinnon. 1-on-4. McKinnon down to the goal line. Tries to get it in front. Was hooked. No call. Robert Thomas for Neighbors. Buchnevich, wide open net, blocked by Taves. Middlestat has it. Back from McCarr. 14 seconds to go. McKinnon centers it for Natchez. Off his skate, tries to center it. Hacked at by Falk. Off the boards. Down ice. 3 seconds, 2, and that is it. 2-game trip for the Avalanche through the Central Division. 2 regulation losses. For the first time in 5, the Blues beat the Avalanche on home ice, this time by a final score of 3-1. When we come back, Mark Bertinoli and Jordan Berg will take over in the NHL Tonight studios with the Ball Corporation postgame show, scores and highlights, and Jared Bednar's postgame comments. Our next broadcast will be on Wednesday. The Avalanche return home to start a 6-game homestand. It will be against the New Jersey Devils. Our broadcast will begin at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. But for Doty, Jordan, Aaron, and Berto, I'm Connor saying thank you for listening. Avs lose to the Blues by a final score of 3-1. Until Wednesday, stay out of the box, and happy trails from the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Oh my God, what just happened?
This has been Colorado Avalanche Hockey with Connor McGahey.
Listen to the horn!
Coming up next, highlights, reaction, player and coaches interviews, all on Avalanche Aftermath. On the Altitude Sports Radio Network.
Altitude Sports Radio 92.5 has Brett Kane at 6 in the morning.
Playoff Jamal is so fun.
Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane, 7 to 10.
They're going medieval on these fools.
The morning sprint with Coach and Raj from 10 to noon.
2 hours to get through the biggest stories of the day.
PhD, noon to 3.
It's time for Peyton Watson to keep doing what he's doing and take it a step higher.
Kreckman and Lindahl from 3 to 6.
I don't mind seeing a bloody nose for a Vegas Golden Knight. I'll take one of those.
Followed by The Blitz.
Tonight.
All Denver sports. Altitude Sports Radio 92.5.
At 9 News, our Weather Impact team prioritizes alerting you early and often when disruptive weather comes to Colorado. We explain when severe weather will hit, how it will directly affect your life, and deliver information that keeps you prepared. When we experience any weather that impacts or inconveniences you, we'll issue a Weather Impact Day. Be prepared and stay connected during severe weather with your 9 News Weather Impact team.
I got a nightmare phone call that no parent wants to receive.
Someone hit me going 60 miles an hour.
Dr. Ramos came highly recommended. When I showed him the x-rays, he immediately knew exactly what was wrong.
We've had a tremendous experience with Ramos Law. Really, I could not be happier.
Having the car accident was an accident. Finding Ramos Law was no accident.
Injured in a car accident? Ramos Law can help. RamosLaw.com.
Hey, Avalanche fans. Aluminum is the most recycled packaging material on Earth, which means every time you recycle a ball aluminum can, it gets to come back for every nail biter, every triumph for the ages, and all the great moments to come.